Welcome to day 6 of the ACC Women's T20 Championship. It's the final group game between Qatar and the UAE. The news from the middle is the UAE have won the toss and they're going to bat first. Pretty soon we're going to run you through these playing 11s. But I should let you know I'm your commentator for the day, Jay Dansagani. It's been a pleasure to be joined in the comm box by Malaysian left-arm spinner Pavandeep Singh. Pavandeep, how's it going?
Not too bad. Thank you for the warm welcome, Jay.
Yes, absolutely, man. So good to finally meet you in person. We're going to run you through this playing 11. For the UAE, Chaya Mughal, Isha Oza, Induja, Nandakumar, Kavisha, Kumari Igorge, Khushi Sharma, Priyanjali Jain, Ritika Rajit, Sachin Singh, Tirtha Satish, Suraksha Kote, and Vaishnavi Mahesh. For Qatar, it's skipper Aisha, Shireen Nawab Bahadur, Rochelle Sherleen Coyne, Shruti Ben Rana, Hiral Agarwal, Rizfa Bano, Angeline Mayer, Trupti Kale, Alina Khan, Khadija Imtiaz, and Sachi Dadwal. So there you have it. We have around 2 minutes left until the first ball. We might even start a minute early. Slightly cloudy here at the Kinrara Oval. And there we go. The umpire signals play. It looks like it's skipper Aisha to open things up against Isha Oza. She's at the striker's end. The other opener, Tirtha Satish, the left-hander at the non-striker's end. I am still trying to digest this lunch that I'm gobbling down. A nice little vegetable curry and some much-needed ice-cold watermelon. Here we go. First delivery, Aisha. That's full, a good start. Isha Oza pushes that to cover for a dot ball.
I think it's a good toss to win for the UAE. Pretty hot conditions here at Kinrara Oval. They're probably trying to make full use of it, put a good score on the board, and I think they have full faith in their bowling to defend whatever they put on the board.
Absolutely. The UAE having won 17 T20Is in a row. That is quite the feat. They are dominating associate cricket in the Asian region. Tries to guide that away, a play and a miss. And the UAE, hot favourites, of course, to win that semi-final. They will probably be playing Nepal. I should probably check what the match score was between Hong Kong and Kuwait. I have a feeling Hong Kong coming up trumps in that game. It's really hectic here. Pavan in the commentary box, running down for the presentation ceremony, running down for the toss. As you can see, half my lunch is still sitting here. Look at that. The flies have joined us in the comm box. Driven. And first runs for the UAE. Pierces that gap between cover and extra cover. A bit of a misfield. That will allow Isha Oza to get back for 2.
I think you've been doing a pretty good job, Jay. Gotta give credit where it's due.
Mate, thank you so much. I'm absolutely flattered to get the praise from a high-quality left-arm spinner, the prince of the arm ball, Pavandeep Singh. So good to have you in that comm box. The number of people you've dismissed with that tricky arm ball. Oh my God. Look at that. That's on the legs this time. Isha Oza, elegant. Looking for that single, but it's not there.
I think what we have seen from Aisha so far is she's just looking to bring the ball in to the right-hander. And she is getting there a bit of movement. And I think her plan here would be to just pitch it up, get it as straight as she can, and wait for Isha to make the mistake.
I think that's the right way to go about it as well. Not a lot of movement available for the bowlers on this wicket. Good batting wicket, the same one used in the first game. That's guided away behind square on the offside. It's running down to the boundary. Will it get there? Yes, absolutely. A bit of a blind spot for us here in the comm box. More importantly, Isha Oza picks up her first boundary and the UAE's first boundary. The score moving on to 6 for no loss. 2 deliveries left in this, the first over.
Indeed, a very good shot, I would say. It's always good to have your first boundary coming in the first over. As an opening bowler, I never liked it, but I think that's how the game goes.
And of course, Hong Kong coming up trumps against Kuwait, bowling Kuwait out for 60 at the UKM YSD Oval, driven yet again by Isha Oza. Does not find the gap, but she'll pick up a single to bring Tirtha Satish onto strike.
Good piece of fielding there by Rispa Bano. So that's the end of the first over here in Kinara Oval. UAE 7 for no loss.
Absolutely a solid start here for the UAE. Not too bad from Aisha either. Never easy bowling to the likes of Isha Oza, Tirtha Satish. Every chance Kavisha Kumari Igodige walks in at number 3. What an imposing top 3 that is for the UAE. If you're just joining us, the news from the middle is the UAE won the toss and chose to bat. We've got a mid-on and mid-off up in the circle. It's a 5-4 offside field right now. Interestingly, not a single fielder on the boundary. Gotta love this aggression. What do you think of this, Pavan?
I think it's very lovely to see an attacking field for a T20 game. We usually have the 2 fielders out in the 30 yards in the first 6 overs, but I think Angeline Mayer has full confidence in her bowling. And yeah, it's lovely to see.
Absolutely. Angeline Mayer has been cut away just in front of square on the offside. Work to do here for the fielder. Bit of a misfield by backward point, but that cover fielder does well. Cuts it down to 2.
I think if she's going to have everyone in, then that's not the line to go to. She's got to look to attack the stumps, wait for the batsman to make a mistake, and I think give herself the best chance to pick up a wicket. Isha Oza is looking really solid at the moment, and I'm backing her to score some good runs today.
Mate, I am with you on that. It's never wise to bet against Isha Oza. Guided away, there's a third man in position. So an interesting field set, like we said, from Qatar. Trying to keep those runs down. Encouraging Isha Oza to go over the top. And I have a feeling that she's going to take that invitation. A reminder, Angeline Mayer coming off a player of the match performance against Singapore. I believe it was a 3-wicket haul there. There we go. Wider, left alone. The umpire gets some exercise. The UAE, they get a bonus run.
That's also the first wide of the game. Slightly straying down the off-stump line. I think Angeline Mayer has looked good so far. Continuing her form from yesterday. But I think she's got to look to attack the stumps a little bit more.
On the legs. Ooh, unable to put that away. Pavan, that was there for the taking.
Definitely there. I think Isha would realize she missed out on a free boundary here. A little bit over the fielder, it would have raced toward the fence. We have got world-class outfield here at Kinara Oval.
And that's the benefit of having all your fielders up in the circle. It just cuts down those angles. Here we go. Decides not to go over the top. Respectfully played back to the bowler. 2 deliveries left in the second over. 8 for no loss, the UAE so far. They won the toss and decided to bat. An early boundary in the first over for Isha Oza. But Angeline Mayer keeping things quiet.
Isha Oza has looked really good so far.
Oh, look at that. Beautiful. Doesn't overhit that. That on drive splits the gap between mid-on and the bowler. Second boundary of the innings for Isha Oza and second boundary of the innings for the UAE. Their score moves on to 12 for no loss after 2.
Just as I praised her, she plays a beautiful stroke down the ground. A very Sachin looking drive from Isha Oza. And UAE, I believe they're off to a very good start. Qatar still looking to pick up their first wicket here.
Isha Oza, of course, a lot taller than Sachin Tendulkar. There's no doubt about that. And much like the little master, she likes to impose herself on the opposition from the get-go. Tirtha Satish, however, she is yet to get off the mark. It looks like she's yet to face a delivery as well. So first delivery coming up for Isha Oza for the first time today. We see a slip in position. Aisha coming from around the wicket, the Qatar skipper.
And again, we don't have any fielders outside the 30 yards. So a very interesting field set here by Qatar. I'm sure they've got a plan and they're trying to stick by it.
Driven straight into the covers. No, a misfield. First runs on the board for Tirtha Satish.
Sloppy fielding there from Hiral Agarwal. That should have been stopped. Not hit too hard, so no excuses there. But that's good news for UAE. That brings Isha Oza on strike now. And I'm sure she'll be looking to capitalize in the power play.
Skipper Aisha, on the other hand, has other ideas. She's got that slip in place. Rizva Bano in the slip cordon. Here we go. Can she bring that outside edge into play? Bowls full, looking for that swing down the ground. It may have hit the stumps. And it ricochets off. It's going down to the boundary. Can Qatar cut it off? Yes, they can. Angeline Mayer with a very strong throw from the deep. So Qatar, they managed to cut off the boundary, but not before the batters scamper through for 2.
Qatar have looked good so far in the field. With their bowling, fielding has been alright too. But I think with the field set that they have, in my opinion, they're giving themselves a very good chance to pick up a wicket. We don't normally see this in T20s.
Oh, it's a full toss. It's too wide, and it's always going to be 4. Through that cover region, Isha Oza picks up another boundary. She moves on to 17. The score on to 19. We're halfway through the third over here at the Kinrara Oval.
Isha Oza gets a third boundary of the day so far. And like we have said, she's been looking really good, especially today. Not a very good delivery there from the Qatar skipper.
(5-4) offside field. A huge gap there between cover and mid-off. There's no extra cover in place. Inviting the right-hander to go for this. And that's slapped away through that very gap we just spoke of. Back-to-back boundaries for Isha Oza.
I think it is poor bowling here by the Qatar skipper. She's got a long off down at the boundary. And there's a huge gap, like Jay said, at the cover region. So you can't afford to give any room to the batter. I think she's got to look to attack the stumps here if she's going to give herself any chance of picking up a wicket.
And even if you do bowl that line, there's no excuse for bowling short. The whole point of having a slip in is to bowl full, try and get that movement, trying to get that outside edge. And just as we say that, that slip has moved out to a third man. And we now have more stacked region in the covers. There you go. Aisha going on the defensive. Isha Oza also playing a forward defensive.
It's a much better delivery from Aisha. Stump to stump, and Isha Oza couldn't do much about it.
Oh, that one just coming in to the right-hander, tucking up Isha Oza. So a pair of dot balls to close out the third over. The UAE 23 for no loss.
What do you think will be an ideal score here, Jay, for the UAE women?
The UAE, they set high standards for themselves. They won't be happy with anything less than 160. They may even be targeting something in the region of 180. I'm going to flip that question round on you. What do you think? Make some score predictions, mate.
Well, I think I've got to agree with you. Looking at the way they're going, I think they would probably get about 140, 150. However, if Qatar can pick up a couple of wickets here, it could put a stop to the scoring rate. And Qatar may just give themselves a chance to come on top of the game today.
A lot of work to do, though, for Qatar.
Angeline Mayer coming in for her second over. And she has a change in the field now. Long on drops back.
It's not good enough from Angeline Mayer. It's too wide. And that's not going to do anything to test out the left-hander.
Yes, a pretty poor start to her second over. Like we have said before, I think both the bowlers have to look to attack the stumps.
That's full down to long on. Skipper Aisha does the tidying up. Just a single. And I think Skipper Aisha has watched a lot of Tirtha Satish. Tirtha Satish so strong through that leg side. A lot of people say left-hander is always elegant through the offside. But for Tirtha Satish, it's a different question. Very leg side dominant, Tirtha Satish. A change of angle here. She's coming around the wicket. Angeline Mayer to Isha Oza. Let's see if this works. 5-4 offside field. That's a good job there from Angeline. Bowling to her field. That's just pushed into the covers. A dot ball.
Do you think we could see some spin in the power play here, Jay?
Mate, I think that's a fantastic idea. Just change things up a little bit. Especially with Skipper Aisha unable to find any movement. Unable to draw that outside edge. This is really good here from Angeline Mayer. And as we talked about, this is the second game being played on this pitch today. We've already had 48 overs of play on this pitch. It looks pretty good to me. But you just never know. And Pawan, of course, you're no stranger to bowling in the power play, are you? Tries to paddle that away. Oof. Bit of a leading edge on that one. Pops into the offside for a dot ball. But like I said, Pawan, you are no stranger to bowling with the new ball, are you?
Well, definitely. I think for me, when I have the new ball in my hand, it's all about picking up wickets. If we're going to stop the runs, it's all about the wickets in the power play. You get 1-2 quick wickets and, you're right back into the game.
Oh, look at that. Isha Oza picks that off her pads. A nice little paddle for 4 to fine leg.
Very interesting shot there. I mean, she tried the same one in the previous delivery. Couldn't make any connection. But this time, it was right up the middle. Scooping that away to the fine leg boundary.
Yes, absolutely. Isha Oza scoring all around the wicket so far in this innings. She's 25 off 20. That was her 5th boundary of the innings. The UAE motoring along to 29 for no loss. 1 delivery still left in the 4th over. Angeline Mayer, of course, coming around the wicket. There's always that threat of bowling on the pads if you don't get your line right. She's done it again, and she's penalized a wide delivery down the leg side.
Well, another thing coming in from around the wicket is, she removes the chance of getting a LBW. So there's a very less chance the umpire is going to raise his finger, even if it hits the pads. And just as we say that, she's decided to change and come from over the wicket now.
That's slapped to deep cover for a single. So Isha Oza yet again. She's going to steal the strike. Tirtha Satish. Going to be a passenger from the other end. Lucky Tirtha Satish has a front seat to the Isha Oza So, the show. Look at me getting tongue-tied in the commentary box.
Well, I don't think Tirtha will be complaining much about it. I mean, we're enjoying from up here watching Isha Oza bat, so Tirtha would definitely be enjoying herself too. And just as we speak, we have a change in the bowling. I think it's Sachi Dadwal coming in from the far end.
Absolutely, Sachi Dadwal. She was here with the under-19s. What can she produce? Isha Oza eyeing up that leg side field. It's a 5-4 offside field. We've got a fine leg in the circle, a mid-wicket, a square leg, and a mid-on. And once again, skipper Aisha so aggressive. All of her fielders are inside that circle. That vegetable curry, that spicy vegetable curry, causing a little bit of indigestion for Jay Dansinghani in the commentary box. But that's what we have to do. We only have around 5 or 6 minutes to eat lunch in between games. Here we go, Sachi Dadwal. That's full, that's driven square, and it's going to be 4. Isha Oza, when she hits it, it stays hit.
Yes, definitely, Jay. I think Isha has looked really solid today, and it's not just about hitting it. I think she's been really smart as well. Now, if we see anything that has been pitched up into the stumps, she has not taken any risk. She's just defended the balls, but anything that's outside the off stump or down the leg side, she has capitalized on it. And I think that just shows why she's betting on a pretty healthy strike rate as well. 32 of just 24 deliveries. And I think if she keeps going at this rate, we might just see our first century of the qualifiers.
Mate, I agree with everything you've just said. Oh, it's a big appeal. Has that been given? No, it hasn't. For a minute, I thought that was the commentator's curse, Pavandeep Singh. Isha Oza just playing around that one, and she's practicing that shot now. She's like, okay, I should have gone straighter. There's a gap there as well between the bowler and long on.
I think Isha Oza is really lucky to survive that one. Looked pretty straight from up here.
Oh, beautiful. Guided away for another boundary to third man. Fielder tries to cut it off. There you go, Isha Oza. A boundary-laden knock so far, 36 of 26. That was her 7th boundary. And Pavandeep Singh, just moments earlier, predicting perhaps Isha Oza has a chance to register the first 100 in this tournament. Mate, I'm going to join you with that prediction. I think Isha Oza definitely looks like a hot favorite to get 100. A very low-risk innings so far. Barely made a single mistake. And she's been elegant as ever. Elegant Isha Oza goes down the ground. It's just going to be a single this time.
I think it's really smart batting as well from Isha. looking for the single after a boundary.
Looking for a single towards the end of the over as well. We have one delivery left. If Tirtha Satish hits a boundary or faces a dot ball, it's going to be Isha Oza on strike yet again. She's faced 27 of the 29 deliveries so far today. Look at that, Isha Oza. Apologies. Tirtha Satish eyeing up that leg side. There is a gap there between mid-wicket and square leg in the circle. Fine leg. Just moved a tad finer just seconds ago. And of course, long on is on the fence. So there's an easy single available for Tirtha Satish. Here we go. What can she do? Tries to flick that away. It's going to be a dot ball. Isha Oza, you're back on strike. Hogging the strike, Pavandeep Singh.
Well, I think if she's going to keep hitting those boundaries, then I've got no complaints. I don't think the UAE management would have any complaints, and definitely not Tirtha Satish as well. End of the 5th over, UAE are 42 for no loss. Still,
I just wonder, Pavandeep, if a wicket does fall, if you were Chaya Mughal, do you send in your best player at 3 or do you give your middle order a bit of a chance?
well, I think they've got a pretty good start, so I think they should definitely capitalize on it. I would send in my best player at 3 and, try and just keep the run rate going and get as much runs as we can on the board.
It's interesting you say that because I have a feeling Chaya Mughal, UAE captain, would agree with you. But personally, I feel like you don't want to go into that semi-final with an undercooked middle order. I guess that depends on when the first wicket falls as well. That's worked away into the leg side, an easy single. And for a change, Tirtha Satish will be on strike quite early on in the over.
Still no signs of spin from the Qatar captain. Now, I don't know if it's the spinner in me talking or what do you think, Jay?
I think you're right. Insanity is doing the same thing over and over again and expecting a different result. You've got to change things up. Whatever you're doing right now, it's not working. Angeline Mayer has been driven straight to that short cover. A rare dot ball here for Qatar and some respite from this assault from the UAE.
UAE looking really solid so far. I think Qatar desperately need a wicket here.
Oh, look at that. Has that gone all the way? No. One bounce for over mid-wicket. First boundary for Isha Oza. She moves on to 6 off 5. The score, 47 for none. We're halfway through the 6th over. 3 deliveries left in the power play. Pavandeep, do you go for it?
Well, I would definitely go for it. But unfortunately, I'm not much of a batsman. But that was a really good shot, I think. It was a full toss, but he still had to be put away. And I think Tirtha Satish doing just that. She's not faced much here, but she's looked good so far. And with that full toss, we have a change in the field. The deep square leg. We have a deep square leg in place now. So
there we go. On the legs, whipped away. Easy pickings there for Tirtha Satish. She's looking for 2. They're not going to take a risk, and wisely so. A strong throw comes in from the deep. If you bowl there to Tirtha Satish, she will put you away more often than not. The left-hander now settling into her innings. Isha Oza, the dominant partner, 38 of 28. 2 deliveries left in the power play. What can she muster?
I think another boundary here would be really good for the UAE.
Oh, on the legs, a very optimistic appeal. They're going to run through for what looks like a leg bye. Yes, confirmed by the umpire.
Just straying down a little bit. And I think one thing that we have noticed so far, every time the Qatar bowlers have tried and attack the stumps, they have created some opportunities. We have seen Isha Oza surviving a close call in the last over, followed by Tirtha Satish as well. So I think the Qatar bowlers should definitely look to attack the stumps more here.
On the legs, Tirtha Satish, severe in that area. That fielder in the deep though, fantastic throw yet again. They're chancing the arm. Oh no! A clean collection would have seen Tirtha Satish run out. But that's not to be. 50 up for the UAE, 51 for none after 6.
The umpire is signaling the end of the power play. I think the UAE couldn't have asked for a better start here at Kinara Oval. 51 for no loss after the completion of 6 overs. Isha Oza on 38 of 29 deliveries. Tirtha Satish is on 9 of 7 deliveries. Sachi Dadwal to continue her second over. Couple of changes being made to the field here. And we still don't have more than 2 fielders outside the 30 yards.
Here we go, Sachi Dadwal bowling the first post-power play over. Oh, a bit of room, but that one keeping low on Isha Oza. She's 38 off 30 right now. It's been a very fluent knock. 7 boundaries in her 38. She's going to be looking for a lot more boundaries. The field has now spread out. Very different tactics here from Qatar. 3 fielders outside the circle. Those 3 fielders are long on, a deep cover. And I'm guessing a third man in my blind spot here in the commentary box.
A very interesting field set here by the Qatar captain. So we have a sort of a deep third man and a deep point, I would say. And in looking at the field set, I think Sachi would be looking to just keep it outside the off stump and try and make Isha just play the cut shot.
And as we say that, just a mid-pitch conference between Isha Oza and Tirtha Satish. Not too often in this innings we've seen consecutive dot balls. And Pavandeep Singh's lunch, very different to mine. There's some chicken and mutton waiting for him. For me, it was all about the veggies. I haven't had too many veggies or fruit in the last couple of days. Absolutely hogged the veggies in the canteen just now. Grabbed a lot of that cold, cooling, soothing watermelon. Pavandeep, he's gone for the flavor. Halfway through the 7th over. No runs off it so far. 3 consecutive dot balls. Isha Oza drives it through that cover region. Just a single there.
I think it's been pretty smart bowling from Sachi in this over so far. She's been bowling to a field, a pretty much packed offside field with 2 fielders at the boundary, one at deep point, one at a deepish third man. It is a pretty flat wicket here at Kinara Oval, like we always get. So as a bowler, you just got to keep it stump to stump. Try and vary your pace and wait for the batsman to make a mistake.
I do actually see the color of that pitch just changing up a little bit. I wonder if the behavior of the pitch will change much like the color has. That's pushed to long on for a single.
We have also had a lot of rain lately, so I don't think the groundsman would have had much time to work on the wicket. Still a very good batting wicket though, but like Jay said, we have had 40 overs played here so far, and I feel the wicket would start to keep a little low in the second innings here.
Here we go, Sachi Dadwal. Ooh, down the leg side, and it's going to be bonus runs. It's running down to the boundary. There we go, 5 wides to the UAE's total. The total moves on to 57. That was very loose from Sachi Dadwal. And Sachi, she knows she's got to do better than that. You can't afford to give the UAE or any opposition 5 free bonus runs.
Well, I don't think the UAE would be complaining much here, but not very good stuff from Sachi Dadwal. I think having bowled 4 excellent deliveries in the over so far. Now we have a change in the field. The deep point comes up. So there is a deep cover in place. A long on, and now deep mid wicket drops back.
Pavandeep Singh, his observations astute as ever, always keeping an eye on those tactics, those bowling changes, those field changes. Hasn't quite got that Isha Oza back to the bowler for a dot. And that should be the last delivery of the over. 52, rather 57 for no loss, the UAE after 7. Apologies, 58 as we see on our scoreboard. We're just going to update that score for you on the screen as soon as we get confirmation from the scorers.
And we have a change in the bowling. It's Hiral Agarwal coming in to bowl from the near end. Are we finally going to see some spin?
He will just moving that third man a little bit finer. Here we go. Hiral Agarwal. That's a good start, right on the money. Number 19, Hiral Agarwal. I'll be honest, Pavandeep Singh, this is my first time covering a Qatar game. There we go. That has been hit down to long on, just a single. Yes, so great to watch Qatar for the first time in this tournament. Qatar, of course, have played the majority of their games at the UKM YSD Oval. I've been stationed here at the Kinrara Oval, with the exception of that first day. I gotta say, I've got a lot of FOMO. I wish I could be 2 places at once. How cool would it be to clone another Jay Dansgani and send him to the UKM YSD Oval? A run-out chance. Not taken.
It's my first time watching both these teams play as well, and I think they've done a really good job so far. Irrespective of the results that we've seen so far, I think this tournament has shown some good level of cricket.
Absolutely. We've spoken about it in previous broadcasts as well. The quality of some of the boundary fielding as well. Mariam Omar from Kuwait the other day, fantastic display of fielding. Hong Kong as well. Fantastic boundary riders. The likes of Shanzine Shehzad, Ikra Sahar, Mariam Bibi. Mariam Bibi, of course, earlier this morning at the UKM YSD Cricket Oval, picking up 4 wickets in what I assume was a player of the match performance. Second time in a row that Mariam Bibi has dragged Hong Kong out of jail. Bhutan in that game against Hong Kong needed 34 off 36. Mariam Bibi with a fine death overs display. It sets up these semi-final clashes really, really nicely. Hong Kong with such a strong bowling attack. You got to say Hong Kong and the UAE. You just get the feeling, not just the 2 best teams in the competition, but also the best 2 bowling teams in the competition. Here we go. Hiral Agarwal trying to get that breakthrough. That's hit into the leg side. How far has that gone? Yeah, that's gone all the way for 6. Just like she did the other day. Isha Oza peppering that gap at a straightish deep mid-wicket. First 6 of the innings, the score moves on to 65 after 8 overs. I'm not sure if you can hear that. The chants from the UAE dugout. Isha Oza. Clap, clap, clap. If you've ever watched cricket live, you know how that clap, clap, clap beat goes.
Isha Oza moves on to 46 of just 37 deliveries. She's looked really good today. The UAE right-handed opening batsman.
There's a discrepancy in the score on the scoreboard and the score on our screens. I'm sure somebody is going to fix that, whoever is in the wrong. But for now, let's just assume it's 66 for none after 8. But Isha Oza so good at picking off those balls off the pads and lifting the ball over that straightish mid-wicket fielder. She did it the other day, I believe, against Singapore. Yes, against Singapore. Picking up 3 boundaries in an over against Shafina Mahesh before striking a maximum. The UAE gunning down Singapore's total of 29 with consummate ease. For now, we have a change of bowling. Spin into the attack. That's wide down the leg side. 67 for none. 12 overs to go. Pavandeep Singh, I want you to make a prediction right now.
Well, I'm going to go with 150.
Look at that. Qatari fans. Pavandeep Singh must be your favorite person right now, making a brave prediction. That is hit away to Aisha. At mid-wicket, a chance of overthrows, but that's good backing up there from the fielder.
So we finally have some spin here at Kinrara Oval. After 8 overs, the Qatar captain finally bringing in
Rochelle Quinn
to bowl a off spin. Let's see if she can pick up a wicket here and put a break to the scoring of the UAE team.
Well, she's definitely going to need to take a wicket if your prediction of 150 is going to be accurate. Very brave prediction. Pavandeep Singh. Oh, look at that. How's that prediction looking? Swept away in front of square on the leg side, that mid-wicket region yet again. She's peppering that part of the outfield.
And that's 50 for Isha Oza. Of just 38 deliveries, I think she's played a brilliant knock here. What a shot to bring up a 50 as well. Just going down on one knee and slogging it over mid-wicket. And with that, we have a change in the field. The cover fielder is coming in and we have 2 deep mid-wickets now. One just protecting the cow corner.
Here we go. Through the covers this time. There's work to do for deep extra cover. She gets around. Long off, I beg your pardon. It was a very whitish long off stationed there on the boundary. And I guess that field setting working there for Qatar. Cutting off the boundary, just a single to Isha Oza. A sigh of relief for Qatar fans and perhaps the Qatar dugout as well. Isha Oza off strike. Tirtha Satish. Oh, it's not really easy bowling to her either. Tirtha Satish, the teenager. Oh, lofts that over the top. Has that found the gap? No. A good piece of work there by mid-off. Parries it away, however, and allows the batters to scamper through for 2.
I think Jay spoke about the bowling and the fielding in this tournament, but I think I've been pretty impressed with the batting as well. Speaking about Malaysia, Winifred especially in the first game and even today. I followed up with Mas Alisa. I think both of them did batting really well.
Oh, that's a big appeal. I think that's pitched outside leg stump. Very hard to get an LBW appeal given with that angle.
I think that is the only issue if you're coming from around. Makes it a little difficult.
Good use of the feet, but not quite to the pitch of the ball. Adjusts well and hits that out to a deep cover for a single.
Pretty expensive first over from Rochelle, giving away 10 runs. The UAE are now 76 for no loss after 9 overs.
Pawan, would you like to stick to that 150 prediction?
Well, since I've made my prediction. I can't change it now. It's gone on air, so I'll stick by it.
Oh, mate, just pulling your leg. Pawandeep Singh, so great to have him in the comm box. Delighted when I walked into the comm box. I saw the tall, wiry frame of Pawandeep Singh. Fantastic. The better looking of the two Singh bros.
Lovely to be here, Jay. Lovely to be here.
Here we go. Around the wicket to the left-hander. That's pushed into the offside. It's just going to be a single. But no, like you spoke of earlier in the day, or just moments ago, actually, the batting in this tournament, you're right, very impressive indeed. Mariko Hill yesterday against Nepal, attacking that power play. That shot she played to get off the mark, a perfectly timed drive through that extra cover region. It's absolutely brilliant innings. Runs all around the wicket for Mariko Hill. This one has been edged down to fine leg. It's running down to the boundary and it's going to get there. Fortuitous 4 for Isha Oza. The score now moving past 80. 81 for none. 4 deliveries still left in the 10th over. A lot to think about for skipper Aisha and for Qatar.
And I think we have a no ball signal from the umpire.
Yep, it looks like there were only 4 fielders inside the circle. In fact, that is allowed. Come on, was that because there are too many fielders behind square on the leg side? Could that be a reason why the no ball was called?
I'm not really sure what happened.
We'll try and get confirmation, but I suspect that is indeed the case. I think there were 3 fielders behind square on the leg side on that occasion for that delivery. So that could be the reason for the no ball. But luckily for Qatar, they get away with that free hit. So it's not often you see that, actually. 3 fielders behind square on the leg side. But then again, Qatar, it's all a process for teams like Qatar and teams like Oman. You can't expect them to just show up and start beating the likes of the UAE.
Well, kudos to the umpires for spotting that one. None of us actually picked it up from up here.
It's exactly what the umpires are paid for, justifying their salary. Isha Oza justifying the decision to continue opening with her game after game after game. One of the best batters in the tournament that's guided away to the third man region for 2 useful runs. Isha Oza, of course, played for the Warriors at the Fairbreak Invitational. Wasn't always used in the top order. And of course, so effective with the ball as well. That tall off spinner. And high arm action, Isha Oza rarely ever gives runs away. But to restrict full member batters, that's no mean feat. Isha Oza goes through extra cover, is just going to be a single.
Speaking of the Fairbreak tournament, Jay, how effective do you think that tournament was especially for all the associate players?
I think it was an absolute game changer. Right in the aftermath of the tournament, you had someone like Mariko Hill picking up a contract with the Northern Diamonds, that English regional side down in England. There we go. That's on the legs. That's a big appeal. No, this won't be the first wicket for the UAE. Still no wickets have fallen, but like you said, Pawan, it's been an absolute game changer, the Fairbreak Invitational. The opportunity to play alongside full member players and be in a professional environment. I mean, as a Malaysian, you saw exactly what that did for Malaysian skipper Winnie Duraisingham's game and her confidence. Winnie Duraisingam, it's hard to imagine the Fairbreak Invitational without someone like Winnie Duraisingam.
It was really good to see her being announced as in the team of the tournament as well. And I think, yeah, I've got to agree with you. It was a game changer. And I hope they carry on with the upcoming editions as well.
Absolutely. The next edition will be in Hong Kong in March next year. And of course, Winnie Duraisingam, part of a title-winning team, the Tornadoes. And the thing about the Tornadoes that was so encouraging, you had Chanida Sutiruang, Sita Rana Magar, and Winnie Duraisingam. They bowled around half of all of the Tornadoes' overs throughout the tournaments. And that's the team that won the tournament. And a big reason for that was that bowling core comprised of bowlers from associate nations. So that already shows you exactly how much quality and how much talent we have in Asian associate cricket. And it's one of these things, right? You can only get equality, you can only get improvement through opportunity, right? And it's not just Fairbreak that's doing that, of course. This tournament, a great opportunity for so many of the teams here to learn from the likes of the UAE, to learn from the likes of Nepal and Hong Kong. And look at Kuwait, for example, restricting Hong Kong to 90 for 8 today. And they pushed Hong Kong as well at that ICC T20 World Cup Asia qualifier last year. So you can see with game time, with investment, with the right intent to grow the women's game, this is exactly what can happen. You get better results. The more time you put in, the more money you put in, the better the results will be. It's just that simple. Well, but for now, we can't get too distracted. It's so much fun talking about the growth of women's cricket and the growth of associate cricket. Pavandeep Singh, I have a feeling I cut you off. What were you going to say?
No, I just wanted to say that I totally agree with you. I think it's really good to see all these, more tournaments being organized, especially for women's cricket. And I think this is the only way the game will grow. But yeah, amazing that the Fairbreak tournament was indeed really amazing.
Yes, absolutely. And outside of Fairbreak, of course, Winnie Duraisingam and Malaysia registering that win against Kenya at the Commonwealth Games qualifier. One of, if not the single biggest victory in Malaysian cricket history.
It definitely was. And I think the women's team with that victory, I think they have, it has done great to their confidence as well. And now we've seen what we are seeing now, it's a totally different level of cricket that they are playing. So far in this tournament, the way they have played, I think they have really improved, and full credit goes to the team and the team management as well.
And of course, we will be seeing Malaysia in that semi-final facing up against Hong Kong. So that won't be easy, but Pawan, I really think it's going to be a good contest. There we go. Isha Oza. Ooh, one bounce to the fielder at deep mid wicket. A little messy there on the boundary. They're going to get back for 2. The umpire just asking, is that a 4? No signal there from the fielder. He's asking again. Ah, yes. The fielder, good sportsmanship, indicating that was indeed a boundary. So Isha Oza gets another boundary off that dangerous slog sweep.
She's played the shot really effortlessly today. She's raced off to 58 of just 44 deliveries now.
Oh, she tries to go again. An under edge that's going to run down to that fine leg boundary, and it's going to get there. Heartbreak here for Qatar. The bowler deserved a wicket on that occasion. Look at that. Hands on her head, as you can see in your frame. It's very, very tough. You do all the right things. You bowl it fuller. You deceive Isha Oza. That was
very, very deepish mid wicket, but it's more like protecting the cow corner area.
It's like a game of whack-a-mole. Every time you plug one area of the field, it leaves that other area exposed. Isha Oza more than capable of going straight down the ground. We saw that earlier with a beautiful on-drive. What do you think, Pawan? Was that on-drive the shot of the game?
Well, definitely shot of the day so far for me.
Ooh, down the ground. Tirtha Satish doing the wise thing. Pick up the single. Give the strike to Isha Oza, the danger player as far as Qatar is concerned. Yet another over ticks by. We're going to update the graphic on your screen as soon as possible.
Qatar yet to pick up their first wicket, and I think it's just been really good batting from the UAE.
Absolutely, the UAE barely putting a foot wrong, with the exception, of course, of those lucky under edges for 4 past fine leg from Isha Oza. But we can forgive Isha Oza because she's been absolutely elegant and clinical throughout this innings. Every single batter is entitled to a little bit of luck. There you go, nudged into the offside. Aisha unable to cut that off. A single will bring Isha Oza back on strike. She's hogged the strike throughout the day. And it looks like 100 is up for the UAE now as well. We're just running a little bit behind schedule when it comes to that graphic and that score on your screen. We'll do our best to update you in due course. A single for Isha Oza. Looks like Angeline Mayer there at long off. Makes no mistake. Pavandeep Singh, do you change things up? Do you bring someone like Angeline Mayer into the attack? Or if you're Aisha, do you bring yourself back on?
Well, I think I would be looking at probably the pick of the bowlers for Qatar today for me has been Sachi Dadwal. She's bowled only giving away 10 runs in 2 overs so far. So I would probably go back to her.
There we go, on the legs. That's picked away rather easily. Finds the gap to perfection. Tirtha Satish making the most of that full toss. That goes into the mid-wicket boundary for 4.
Yes, an elegant looking shot there from Tirtha Satish. Hasn't got much strike today, but whenever she's got it, she's made full use of it.
God, you have to say, Chaya Mughal's outfit looking so confident today. Throughout this tournament, in fact, they know they're coming into this tournament as pre-tournament favorites. They're eyeing that world record for consecutive T20I victories. I'm going to do my research in the innings break, find out exactly what that record is. There we go, on the legs yet again. And Angeline Mayer at long on, makes no mistake. So now runs and boundaries coming from both ends. That's the scary thing for Qatar. Who's going to chip in with a breakthrough? Who can keep the runs down? And how do they rein back this UAE assault? There we go. Down the ground. Has she found the gap? You better believe she has. Angeline Mayer unable to cut that off. She barely had a chance. Isha Oza collects yet another boundary. There we go. Chance of let's go, Oza, let's go. Let's go, Oza, let's go. Great encouragement from that UAE dugout. It's hard to know how to react and what to do if you are Qatar right now. Isha Oza so dominant. She hasn't given Qatar a single inch. That's into the leg side yet again. Has that gone for 6? Yes, it has. That same region. Isha Oza peppering that mid-wicket fence yet again. And what do you do if you're Qatar? How do you stop this bloodletting? Isha Oza moving closer and closer to that magical 3-figure score of 100. Can she be the first centurion in this tournament? Thankfully for Qatar, it's the end of the over. Tirtha Satish will be on strike for the next over. But you know you're in trouble when you're praying for Tirtha Satish to get on strike. It means the batter at the other end must be ridiculously dangerous. Isha Oza, how do you stop her? That's tucked away off the legs. It's going to be a single. Deep mid-wicket. Can she cut this off? She runs in. Oh, that's a strong throw. But Isha Oza ran that first one very hard. Was backing up as well. High quality stuff here from the UAE. Finding the boundary regularly. But also minimizing those dot balls. And you have to say a score in the region of 190, maybe even 200 is on here for the UAE. Oh, is that a run out at the non-strikers end? No. Isha Oza gets back just in time.
Isha Oza on 58 of 44 deliveries. See it up in the air, and there's a chance for a wicket, and that's put down by Hiral Agarwal. She's got no one to blame here except herself. That should have been taken a pre-regulation catch. Unfortunately goes down, and Qatar still unable to pick up their first wicket here.
In fact, it was Rochelle Quinn on that occasion, the bowler herself, putting that down. So not an ideal result here from Qatar. The important thing for the UAE is both these batters are still at the crease. It's Isha Oza, the powerful right-hander on strike. Will she go over mid-wicket again? Yes, she does! How far has that gone? It's 1 bounce 4. Isha Oza, we've said it before, we'll say it again. So dangerous in that mid-wicket region.
Now, you can't bowl that to Isha Oza. She's looked really good playing that leg side shots today. Easy pickings for Isha Oza there. Well, I think the Qatar team would have to come up with another plan here to stop the UAE runs. They have raced on to 117 in just 13.4 overs. Isha Oza goes again, gets the underage, and this time hitting it to short fine leg just for a single. That brings Tirtha Satish back on strike. She's on 16 of 15 deliveries.
This is so dangerous for Qatar. The left-hander works it away into that mid-wicket region. A simple single for Tirtha Satish. There we go, the end of yet another over. We're going to try and get you that score update in a bit.
The UAE $125 for no loss. Sorry, 126 for no loss after 13 overs. In Qatar, yet to pick up a wicket. And we have a change in bowling now. Alina Khan comes into the attack.
Absolutely, Alina Khan, yet another member of that Qatar under-19 side that was here a couple of weeks ago. So she spent a few weeks in Malaysia already, Alina Khan. There we go, 2 pigtails for Alina Khan. And that's shoveled away into that deep square leg boundary for yet another boundary. Tirtha Satish moving along really nicely, and there's no sign of this stopping for Qatar. The UAE stamping their dominance on this game and sending a message to all other teams in this tournament, especially their opponents in the semi-final, Nepal.
Do I have a chance to change my prediction, Jay?
I will allow you to change your prediction. Pavandeep Singh, what's your new prediction?
Well, I'm going to look at 190 now. 180 to 190.
I think 180 is you're still selling them short a tad. But no, I agree with you. I think 190 is a reasonable prediction. I'm going to go for 200 though. I'm just feeling it. Isha Oza, absolute run machine. I know she wants that century. There we go. Muscled down the ground. Will this beat Angeline Mayer? No, a good bit of work there. Or just a little ricochet off her body allows Tirtha Satish to come back for 2.
Excellent fielding once again. Alina Khan just tossing that one up, inviting Tirtha Satish to hit it down the ground.
Here we go. Alina Khan yet again. Oh, a play and a miss. A very rare dot ball here from Qatar. Dot balls are absolute gold dust, especially when you've got Isha Oza and Tirtha Satish batting out in the middle.
Good piece of bowling there from Alina Khan. Not afraid to toss the ball up.
Here we go. A little wrong-footed that action. That's uppish. And extra cover will cut it off. So just a single there for Tirtha Satish. I believe the umpire has signaled 1 delivery left in the over. We're almost at the end of the over. Alina Khan, can she get out of it unscathed? Isha Oza slapped, and it's gonna be 4 over that fielder at cover. So Isha Oza not choosing to go over mid-wicket this time, but the result is still the same. Another boundary for the powerful right-hander.
That raced away to the cover boundary. Beautiful batting here from Isha Oza, and she's moved on to 89. Nearing that 100 that we were talking about. Just 11 runs away now. And looking at the way she's batted today, I think she's just probably 2 shots away. Alina Khan coming in to bowl her last ball of the over.
Bang! She goes down the ground. Has she found the gap? You better believe it. That splits the gap between the bowler and long on. Isha Oza moves on to 93 of 55. 15 fours and 2 sixes in her knock so far. The UAE move on to 141 for none after 14.
Expensive first over from Alina Khan, giving away 15 runs. Isha Oza now just 7 runs short of a century. UAE looking on par to make a big score here. And the Qatar team would have a big chase ahead of them. Another change in the bowling now. Skipper Aisha is back into the attack for her 3rd over. Pretty expensive so far today.
Absolutely, and I think this move had to be made earlier. I beg your pardon. Skipper Aisha. She bowled a good first over, not so much in her second. And she's coming around the wicket to left-handed Tirtha Satish. That's down the leg side. There's always the threat of that happening with the around the wicket angle.
Yep, a pretty poor start from Aisha.
Isha Oza looking for her second T20I century. Just earlier this year, in March, against Bahrain, where she smashed 158 in the GCC Cup. That's a dot ball.
A very rare dot ball here. We've seen a lot of boundaries, a lot of doubles in the past couple of overs.
Here we go. Isha Oza eyeing that second T20I century in her career. But for now, it's Tirtha Satish on strike. Come on, Aisha. That's down the leg side. A good piece of fielding there at fine leg. A quick throw. Ooh, a better throw would have had Isha Oza in trouble. Not to be, however. A lot of time left in this innings for Isha Oza to get that century. She's hogged the lion's share of the strike, which is great news if you're a UAE fan or even a neutral fan. An absolute pleasure watching Isha Oza so far in this tournament and, of course, in this game.
I think the last thing Isha would want today is to get out, being run out. Looking at the way she's played today, she definitely deserves her second century.
And look at that, deep square leg, deep mid-wicket, long on, all on the fence. That's really the only logical move if you're Qatar skipper Aisha. Oh, that's watchfully played. She's looking for 2. Has not hit it well enough, but still a single. There's a good battle here between Aisha and the 2 UAE openers. The Qatari skipper will have to do something special to drag this back and stop the UAE from reaching that total of 190-200.
Tirtha Satish has moved on to 37 of 32 deliveries.
That's punched into the cover region. Just a single, bringing Isha Oza back on strike. She's one maximum away from that 100. Her first 100, of course, against Bahrain. 158 off 71 deliveries. She hit 22 fours and 6 sixes on that day. Oh my God. Al Amarat in Oman absolutely lit up the Gulf on that occasion. Goes down the ground. Goes big. Has she gotten all of it? Oh, a drop catch there at long on and parries it over for 4. That should have been the end of Isha Oza, but not to be. Another 4 brings her to 98. I believe there's still time left in this over. Absolutely one delivery left now in this over. Can Isha Oza get that 100? Will she pick up a single or will she try to finish things off right now? Getting a little bit lucky there with that drop catch. 149 for none. No wickets at all for Qatar. The UAE going at close to 10 runs and over. Isha Oza, bang down the ground. It's going to be a dot ball. We're going to have to wait for that Isha Oza 100. 5 overs to go. It's 149 for none.
It's definitely looking like it's Isha Oza's day today. That should have been taken. But I guess if it's your day, it's your day.
And if anyone deserves any luck today, it's Isha Oza. Started that innings so well. Was near flawless for her first 30 deliveries or so. Since then, a couple of fortuitous under edges have gone down to that fine leg boundary for 4. And of course, a drop catch just now. 58 balls she's faced for 98 elegant, even brutal runs. That's the thing about this Isha Oza innings. It's been all class, but also so much power.
Definitely, it has been that sort of an innings. Sachi Dadwal back into the attack for a third over.
Oh, that's down the leg side. A bonus run plus the wide delivery. So 2 more runs to the UAE's total. And it's 150 up now for the UAE. The milestones continue to tick by for them. And now, once again, Isha Oza on strike. 98 off 58. Looking for her second ever T20I century. I wonder how many people are watching at home in the UAE. Whether you're in Dubai, Abu Dhabi, Fujairah, any of the Emirates. Ajman. Look at this. Isha Oza, 98. That's played away through the offside. Ooh, we're going to have to wait a little longer. Run out chance. A stronger throw might have had Tirtha Satish in trouble. That's the thing, Pawan. We're getting so distracted by this Isha Oza potential century. We didn't even, almost missed that potential run out at the other end. There we go, Sachi Dadwal. Some very colorful orange shoes there she's wearing. That's too wide. It's left alone. And there you go. The umpire. A belated call of wide. Taking his time with that call, the umpire. Sachi Dadwal, of course, part of that Qatar under-19 team that was here for the ICC T20 World Cup under-19 qualifiers. Smack down the ground. Isha Oza gets her 100. 102 off 60 balls. The helmet comes off. She raises her bat. What a fantastic innings. power, poise, elegance. Isha Oza gets her second T20I century.
Absolutely amazing innings here. I think one of the best that we have watched in Kinara Oval after a long time.
And you can hear that, the cheers from the dugout. Isha, Isha, clap, clap, clap. I feel like standing up and applauding from the commentary box as well. And a fantastic shot to get there as well, straight down the ground. 17 fours in her innings and 2 sixes. 80 runs have come from boundaries of Isha Oza's bat. A boundary-laden knock. It's been absolutely brutal. But at the same time, she's played some elegant shots through cover, down the ground, a beautiful on-drive earlier on. And of course, 2 sixes lifted up over that cow corner boundary. Yet another boundary. She goes through that cover region we just talked about. Nothing too elegant about this one. This was just brutal. Smacked it.
Yeah, she's been unstoppable today, Isha Oza. I think the Qatar bowlers have tried hard, but she's just been too good.
It's been an absolute masterclass this from Isha Oza. And if I was Nepal, I'd be so scared at this point. Nobody wants to face the UAE if it means having to beat them to get through to the Asia qualifier. Asia Cup, I beg your pardon, that's down the ground. Skipper Aisha does a good job, just a single. There you have it, the semi-finalists all but confirmed. The UAE versus Nepal, Hong Kong versus Malaysia. Pavandeep saying, I'm going to put you on that spot. Malaysia versus Hong Kong. Who are you backing?
Well, I think you know the answer, Jay.
I think you know my answer as well. A little bit of research will tell you what's on our mind and what's in our hearts. There you go. A bit of a misfield there at mid-wicket. Tirtha Satish, she must be eyeing up that half century as well. Pavandeep, I know you and I are not going to see eye to eye on that Malaysia versus Hong Kong game. It's all good, mate. It's all good. May the best team win. But I honestly feel like it's going to be a very good encounter. Malaysia's top 4. 3 of their top 4, Masa Lisa, Winnie, Elsa Hunter, I feel like their careers are just on the right trajectory. As batters, they are at their peak, and I think they're only going to get better.
Well, definitely. I think it will be a very close game. Both teams have played really good cricket so far, and they have got some experienced players in both sides. So, yeah, as you said, may the best team win.
Absolutely. And for Hong Kong, of course, a big story for them in the tournament has been the growth of Iqra Sahar and Mariam Bibi. For the second time today, Mariam Bibi, you could argue, just bailing Hong Kong out of jail. She did so well against Bhutan, and today, taking 4 wickets against Kuwait. Oh, that's a full toss. That's down to long on. It's a catching chance. That's really well taken. Ooh, she may have stepped on the rope there. We're not sure. We're also going to wait for the signal from the square leg umpire. Is that a no ball? Nope, it's not a no ball. In fact, yes, it is. It's not the square leg umpire, but the main umpire who has signaled a free hit. So there you go. The good news for Qatar, a fantastic piece of fielding there on the boundary by Angeline Mayer. Saves a 6. However, it's a free hit. And guess who's on strike?
Isha Oza.
There you go. Then again, you can always argue. It seems like every ball has been a free hit for Isha Oza in any case. So, here we go. The powerful right-hander. She's on 107 off 62. Looking for her 3rd 6. Bang! She goes down the ground. Has she got it? Yes, she has. Straight down the ground and all the way for 6, like Tony Gregg would say. I can't do it as well as Tony Gregg. And very few batters can do it as well as Isha Oza going down the ground on that occasion, picking up her third maximum of this innings. 113 off 63 deliveries for Isha Oza. Sets herself once again. That's into the leg side. Mid-wicket will cut that off. Pavan, one thing I want to see in that semi-final between the UAE and Nepal is Kabita Kunwar bowling from around the wicket to Isha Oza. That's how she dismissed her in that final game between these two teams at the T20 World Cup Asia qualifier last year.
Well, I think it will be another interesting contest as well between the UAE and Nepal.
Here we go. Aisha, she's been driven. Quick single. Will they get in? You better believe it. Tirtha Satish, another useful single. She knows I don't have to do anything fancy. Just give the strike back to Isha Oza, my opening partner. She's killing it right now. 114 off 64. A strike rate of 178.12 to be precise. Here we go. Long on, very wide yet again. There's that gap down the ground. She backs away. Ooh, doesn't get all of it. But getting a single down to Angeline Mayer at long off.
I think we saw a shift in the gears when Isha Oza was batting after she crossed that 50 mark. And like you said, she was batting like every ball was a free hit. Some of the shots that she's played today, absolutely blasting them.
Here we go, Aisha. Rare dot ball there. In fact, it's not going to be a dot ball. It's a single. Bit of a misfield there from the captain and bowler, Aisha. It's been an expensive spell, not just for Aisha, but pretty much all of Qatar's bowlers. Aisha has one delivery left in her 4-over quota, and unfortunately for her, she's going to have to bowl that final delivery to none other than Isha Oza. The headline act today at the Kinrara Oval. Magnificent player, Isha Oza. Here we go. Last ball of the over. Last ball of Aisha's spell. Oh, a play and a miss. They're going to scamper through for a bye. Great stuff there from Tirtha Satish. Alert to the possibility of that single. And it's a bye to end the final over. 174 for none. 3 overs left.
The Qatar skipper completes a spell of 4 overs, giving away 38 runs. Pretty expensive today. But I think full credit has to go to the way UAE has batted. They have been smart in their approach. They have respected the good balls. And they have not missed out on the loose ones. Sachi Dadwal back into the attack to bowl her last over of the day.
Yeah, absolutely. So hard for Qatar to keep the runs down, especially when Isha Oza is in such fantastic form. My God, Pavandeep Singh, I've nearly lost my voice. Isha Oza giving me a lot of material to commentate on here in the comm box. Great view for us, especially with this pitch being used.
Well, she's definitely kept us busy today.
No doubt. Here we go. Sachi Dadwal to Isha Oza. Is that out? Yes, Isha Oza. I couldn't believe my eyes for a second. She's been bowled. Really good stuff there from Sachi Dadwal. That's a massive wicket. The UAE lose their first wicket. Isha Oza walks back after a brilliant century. 115 off 67 deliveries. Gets a punch of the gloves from Tirtha Satish. And watch this reception she's about to get from that UAE dugout. There you go. Kavisha Igodege walking in at number 3. You're going to see her pretty soon. And as soon as Isha Oza crosses that boundary rope, I know that dugout is going to go crazy. There you go. They're going to hug it out. A brilliant innings. Isha Oza, take a bow. You got a smile on your face. And rightfully so. Yeah. Look at that. You can be proud of your day in the middle. Proud of your day at the office. They're taking pictures. They're going to put that on Insta. Look at that. They're giving her a standing ovation. I beg your pardon. The entire dugout on their feet. The entire dugout giving hugs and kisses to Isha Oza. Honestly, a high quality knock. One of the best knocks we've seen in this tournament. Quite possibly the single best knock we've seen in this tournament so far. Merciless, powerful, elegant. Isha Oza, second T20I century for her. Having said that, we still have 17 deliveries left in this innings as Kavisha Kumari Igodege on strike. Sachi Dadwal running in to bowl to her. Guided away to backward point. Quick single. And for those of you fond of milestones, Tirtha Satish, 7 runs away from her half-century. Pavandeep Singh, talk us through Tirtha Satish's innings so far today.
Well, I think she's played more of the spotting role so far. And she's done pretty well. You know, she's slowly raced the way to 43 of 38 deliveries. Started off pretty slow. But of course, she didn't get much of strike early on.
That's pushed into the offside. Just a single it should be. They're going to be looking for 2. Oh, a bit of confusion there between the 2 fielders. The fielder running in from the circle and the fielder in the deep. And that actually lets the UAE come back for 3. So the Kavisha Kumari Igodege back on strike. And the thing about Isha Oza in this innings, a very high non-boundary strike rate. She's 46 off 39. She's only hit the 3 boundaries. So 34 runs coming in 36 non-boundary deliveries for Isha Oza. When your non-boundary strike rate is up above 80, 90 or close to 100, that's how you tell that you've played really, really well and you're a really good player.
Just to add to that, Jay, I think one thing that we can talk about is also the player's fitness. She's only hit 3 boundaries, so most of her runs have come off singles and doubles. And I think the running between wickets today has been really good. It's not easy playing under these hot conditions here in Kinrara, but I think it speaks a lot about the fitness these players have.
Mate, you're 100% right. That's a very astute observation. Kavisha Kumari Igodege picks up her first boundary, a bit of a misfield there in the cover region. So she gets rolling. She's on the board right now as well. UAE 182 for 1. 1 delivery left in the 18th over. Pavandeep Singh, I think you're 100% right there. We haven't even noticed Tirtha Satish getting tired, feeling any cramps. So yes, spot on. The fitness here from UAE's players. In 32, 33 degree heat here at the Kinrara Oval. It's very commendable. She's barely broken a sweat. Tirtha Satish, here we go. Down the ground. Aisha does the cleaning up, just a single. 2 overs left, 183 for 1, the UAE.
Sachi Dadwal completes a spell of 4 overs, giving away 37 runs and picking up 1 wicket. The all-important wicket of Isha Oza.
What a massive wicket that was as well. Isha Oza might have easily saved 10 to 15, if not more runs to that final total. Qatar, you have to say that wicket coming a little too late for them.
And we have a change in the bowling. Rochelle Sherlin comes in to bowl. Pretty brave move from the Qatar captain, bringing in an off spinner at this stage of the game. Last 2 overs left of the innings.
Absolutely. It's a 5-4 leg side field. She's got to bowl straight. She does not bowl straight and she's punished through the offside. Kavisha Kumari Igodige too good to miss out on that.
It's a beautiful shot. It was wide but still had to be put away.
And the chants from the dugout. Kavi, Kavi. That dugout has had a lot to celebrate, a lot to shout about in this innings. Kavisha Kumari Igodige surveys that leg side field. And we talked about this Rochelle. She cannot bowl too wide. She misfielded that ball, which went for a boundary in that last over as well. Ooh, a rare dot ball. Skipper Aisha at mid-wicket thanks her stars. Just that one boundary off the over so far of the first delivery. A dot ball to back it up from Rochelle. Oh, an attempted sweep, a big appeal. No, no, no. The umpire, he's completely unmoved.
Well, there's no one deep down at the deep square leg boundary. So Kavishka just looking for the gap.
Goes over the offside this time, splits that gap between extra cover and long off. Second boundary of the over for Kavisha Igodige. She moves on to 14 off 8 deliveries, her third boundary. So the runs continuing to flow for the UAE in spite of Isha Oza's dismissal. This was always on the cards for them. Kavisha Igodige, such a good player. Sometimes we've seen her open the batting as well. Bang! Square of the wicket on the offside. Is this going to run away to the boundary? No. There's cover out there in the deep, but they come back for 2 nonetheless. For good reason, that fielder on the rope is right back at the rope. Qatar, it's only understandable for them to want to cut down those boundaries. It's been total dominance here from the UAE. That's hit into the leg side. Is that in the gap? Nope. Mid-wicket runs around, but she cannot cut off the 2. Kavisha Kumari Igodige, she's on fire. 18 off 10 right now. 195 for 1. Thankfully for Qatar, there are only 6 deliveries left in this first innings from the UAE. If you're just joining us, it seems like a million years ago, the UAE won the toss, decided to bat first. That decision has paid off handsomely. Isha Oza with a fantastic century, her second T20I century in her career. Make no mistake, Isha Oza, she's going to blow up on social media after this. Grabbing the headlines, grabbing all the attention here on day 6 of the ACC Women's T20 Championship. A reminder that the 2 winning semi-finalists will go through to the Asia Cup to face India, Pakistan, Bangladesh, Sri Lanka, and Thailand.
Hiral Agarwal to bowl the last over of for the Qatar team.
What a huge responsibility. She's bowling to Tirtha Satish, looking for a half century. That's squeezed away into the offside. Will that beat the fielder to the boundary? Yes, it does. 50 for Tirtha Satish. 50 of 40 deliveries. A great supporting hand to Isha Oza. And she deserves that 50. She's run hard. She's taken the singles. It's been an unselfish and very, very mature knock, this from the UAE under-19 captain and the UAE left-handed opener Tirtha Satish, continuing to shine in that UAE jersey. 199 for 1 right now. 5 deliveries left now. in this innings. Over the top, that's coming in our direction. It's going to be one bounce four. Splits the gap between long on and long off. 200 up now for the UAE. Those milestones continue to tumble. 203 for one. 4 deliveries left now in the 20th over. Really good stuff here from Tirtha Satish. Really opening her shoulders. Going for everything. You've got to do that in those closing stages. 5th boundary for Tirtha Satish. Goes through the offside. Has she found the gap? No. Skipper Aisha, good work there at extra cover. I do apologize. That's actually a wideish mid-off. It's been interesting, Pawan. What do you make of this field setting where we've seen a wideish long off and wideish mid-off throughout the innings?
Well, I think it's been pretty effective actually for Qatar, because if we see, most of the shots have been a bit wider.
Here we go. 3 deliveries left. Down the ground goes Kavisha Kumari Agodige. 1 bounces, 2 bounce, and it trickles over the rope. So yet another boundary for Kavisha Agodige. 4th boundary in a knock of 22 off 11. She's striking at 200. And now that score moving on to an even more imposing 208 for 1. Aisha, she drops back on the rope at long on. Kavisha Agodige. Oh, she goes over mid-wicket. And she's going to get another boundary. I believe that's the 3rd or 4th successive boundary for Kavisha Agodige. The score moves on to 212 for 1. Kavisha, her score moves on to 26. 5 boundaries in her knock so far. This is so dangerous. We just assumed at the fall of Isha Oza's wicket it would make a 10, 15, maybe even 20 run difference to the final total. But you could argue that Isha Oza's dismissal has made absolutely no difference to Qatar. Last ball coming up. Look at her. Kavisha Agodige eyeing those gaps in the leg side. 5-4 offside field, mid-off. She's up in the circle. Long on, back on the boundary. Full toss, easy pickings. Will that be 4? No, deep mid-wicket comes around. She throws that ball in. It's going to be 2 runs to close out the innings. And congratulations, UAE, for posting 214 for 1 at the end of 20 overs. An innings highlighted by a fantastic century by Isha Oza, her 2nd ever T20I century. So impressive here from the UAE. But my hearts go out to Qatar. Only managed to take 1 wicket. And that's it. There you have it, that batting card. 115 off 67 for Isha Oza. Kavisha Agodige, 28 off 13 at the end. 55 off 42 for Tirtha Satish. That final score, 214 for 1 after 20 long overs. As you can see there, 16 extras conceded as well by Qatar. Not too shabby with ball in hand, and pretty soon we're going to bring you that bowling summary as well. Sachi Dadwal 1 for 37 in her 4 overs. Of course, Alina Khan just a single over. Angeline Mayer, very surprised she did not bowl out. Aisha, none for 38 in her 4 overs. Not much to speak of there from Qatar's bowlers. Everybody who approached that bowling crease went for runs without exception. So when we return from the innings break, Qatar will need a highly improbable 215 to beat the UAE. In all likelihood, it's going to be a massive victory for the UAE. Don't go too far. Join us in around 8 or 9 minutes for the 2nd innings with Qatar batting. I'm one of your 2 commentators for the day, Jay Dansinghani. You can follow me on Twitter at Jay Dansinghani. Be sure to follow the MCA, the ACC, Crick Tracker as well. Follow them on their social media channels. It's been a pleasure being joined by Pavandeep Singh, Malaysian left arm spinner. Pavandeep, if people want to find you on social media, how do they do that?
You can find me on Twitter, Instagram. My handle is Pavan_97.
Fantastic. That brings this part of the innings, the first innings, to a close. Come back and join us in 8 minutes for the chase. Welcome to day 6 of the ACC Women's T20 Championship. It's the UAE versus Qatar. And the update from here is UAE won the toss, decided to bat first. They put up 214 for 1 in their 20 overs, a highly improbable 215 for Qatar to chase down. Isha Oza with her second T20I century of her career. A powerful, elegant, belligerent, dominant knock from Isha Oza, the powerful right-hander from the UAE. You better believe she is going to win that Player of the Match award. Something ridiculous would have to happen for anyone to take that award away from her. And it's interesting, we actually see Lavanya Kenny, the substitute fielder, on the field. I have a feeling it's Isha Oza sitting in that dugout. She definitely deserves a rest. Captain Chaya Mughal could not have asked for anything better after winning the toss and batting first. And it's skipper Chaya Mughal herself who has ball in hand. As you can see, that beautiful landscape in the Kinrara Oval. This is one of the last matches that will ever be played at the Kinrara Oval, an iconic venue in Southeast Asia, an iconic venue, I beg your pardon, in associate cricket. But for now, we're almost ready to get underway. Here we go, Chaya Mughal from over the wicket. That's down the leg side. Not often you see Chaya Mughal bowling a wide delivery. Shaheen Nawab Khan Bahadur, or Bahadur, I beg your pardon, on strike. That one just drifting down the leg side. We've got a slip in place. There we go. Oh, that's a big appeal, perhaps pitching outside leg stump. The umpire's unmoved, and rightfully so. That's a lot better from Chaya Mughal, on the money. Like I said, very rare for Chaya Mughal to drift down the leg side. One of the more accurate bowlers in this tournament. Chaya Mughal, of course, turning out for the Spirit at the Fair Break Invitational. That's Fuller outside the off stump, bringing that slip into play. Unfortunately, no nick on that. Qatar, dangerous times for them. Chaya Mughal does nothing too fancy. Like we said, so accurate. Got great control with the ball. And a really good leader. Confident speaker as well in presentation ceremonies and at the toss. Right on the money yet again. So after that minor blemish off the first ball, that wide delivery, she's made the correction. Really good comeback here from Chaya Mughal. It's been a pleasure being joined in the commentary box so far by Pavandeep Singh. He's definitely earned his lunch. Pavandeep Singh currently enjoying his chicken and his mutton. He deserves it. Look at that, down the leg side. It's going to be bonus runs. In fact, that's running down to the boundary. Will it get there? No, it doesn't. Good piece of fielding there in the deep. In fact, it's a run-out chance. The umpire's unmoved. So there you have it. Bonus runs there from Qatar. Still no runs off the bat. Chaya Mughal gets a pat on the back from Kavisha Kumari Igodage. Shaheen Nawab Khan Bahadur. Shruti Ben Rana at the other end. Oh, that's a big appeal yet again. Chaya Mughal drifted down the leg side on a couple of occasions. Her other 4 deliveries have been right on the money. Just troubling that left-hander. Challenging both her outside edge and the inner half of her bat. tall, imposing target of 215 for Qatar. There you go, nudged into the leg side. They're not going to take the single. Lavanya Kenny, the substitute fielder there at mid-on. Lavanya Kenny, of course, so impressive in that ICC Under-19 Women's World Cup Asia qualifier. She's been in Malaysia already for a couple of weeks. That tournament, of course, ending close to a week and a half ago. That's driven, minimal movement of the feet. Kwisha Igodege at that short cover position, cuts it off. And end of the over, 4 runs off it. 4 for no loss, Qatar after 1. So a sedate start here for Qatar, yet to get a single run off the bat. 4 runs coming in wides, however, in the first over from Chaya Mughal. Not often you'll hear anyone say that. Khushi Sharma to open things up from the other end. Oh, a play and a miss outside off stump. Khushi Sharma, of course, opening things up from this end. Samaira Dharnidarka, the regular opening bowler for the UAE, sitting out today. You get the feeling is just to rest her muscles. Samaira, of course, she was here with the under-19s. It's been a long tournament. Apologies, a long trip to KL for her. A long time away from home as well. There you go. Mid-on. Makes no mistake. But of course, the likes of Samaira Dharnidarka, Chaya Mughal, Khushi Sharma will have a huge role to play against Nepal in that semi-final. Nepal with everything to do in that semi-final. Oh, that one just sneaking past that leg stump. And a reminder, of course, that the 2 winning semi-finalists will qualify for the Asia Cup, where they will face India, Pakistan, Bangladesh, Sri Lanka, and Thailand. A 7-team Asia Cup, you'll see 3 associates and 4 full members. And of course, that exposure to full member opposition makes a huge difference to whoever qualifies. Hong Kong, imagine if they get in. The likes of Mariko Hill, Carrie Chan, playing against full member players yet again. Hong Kong, of course, 12 of their players were at the Fair Break Invitational in May. Oh, a play and a miss there. Perhaps she should have gotten her foot to the pitch of the ball there. It was definitely there to be driven, but the lack of foot movement there just making it even harder for Shruti Ben Rana. And the thing about Qatar, so many of these under-19 players also in the senior team. Looking for that swing yet again. A thickish inside edge goes to Kavisha Kumari Igodege at the mid-wicket region. And Khushi Sharma delivers a maiden to kick things off in her spell. The score remains 4 for no loss after 2 overs. Be interesting to see, do they persist with that slip in place? It looks like Vaishnavi Mahesh, the leg spinner, in position there. Vaishnavi Mahesh, the leg spinner, with a beautiful action. I sure hope we get to see her in action. There you go, no movement of the feet. That's squeezed away to the right of backward point. Third man comes around, but it's only going to be a single. And it was interesting, the other day on the broadcast, we were talking about, hey, Hold on, should we rename third man? Call it something else? Maybe call it 11 o'clock. That doesn't quite work if the left hand is on strike. And then it becomes a 1 o'clock. Always brainstorming fresh ideas here in the commentary box. If you're just joining us, the news is the UAE won the toss, decided to bat first. A really good decision from Chaya Mughal. 214 for 1, that's what they were able to muster. An imposing 214 for 1. Isha Oza with her second career T20I century. Oh, another play and a miss. Hands on the head from Chaya Mughal. You get the feeling, of course, that the result is just a foregone conclusion here at the Kinrara Oval. It's the final group game from the Kinrara Oval. The semi-finalists, I beg your pardon, all but confirmed. The UAE will be facing off against Nepal. Malaysia will be facing off against Hong Kong. Look at that, a beautiful shot that's on the legs. It's been whipped away. Work to do here for the fielder. Will she get around? Yes, a good sliding stop. But it looks like the batters have come back for 2. Chaya Mughal drifting onto the pads all too often. First to the left-hander and now to the right-hander. If it sounds like I'm being harsh on her, trust me, Chaya Mughal is being a lot more harsh on herself. Sets very high standards for both herself and the team. Here we go. That's punched away off the back foot. Does not find the gap. Khushi Sharma there in the cover region cuts that off. That's Fuller. Oh, an inside edge just misses the stumps. It's running down to the boundary. Vaishnavi Mahesh in hot pursuit. As is third man, I believe, who cuts that off. So another useful 2 runs, a fortuitous 2 runs to Qatar. Nine for no loss. We're into the third over. Qatar yet to score a boundary in this innings. Chaya Mughal, she's conceded 9 runs with 1 delivery left in her second over. Here we go. Shruti-Ben Rana, what can she do? Leaves that alone. And that closes out the third over. 9 for no loss, Qatar. And of course, a big goal for Qatar in this game will just be to bat out their full 20 overs. Not an easy day with them with the ball, conceding 214 runs. And you can't really blame them too much when you come across a hot and heavy Isha Oza, a dominant Isha Oza. There's so many oppositions, so many bowling lineups who'd struggle to contain her. Here we go, around the wicket. That's left alone and signaled wide. So Shireen Nawab Khan just leaving that alone. She's 1 off 7. Shruti-Ben Rana at the other end, 4 off 11. And we have a change of angle here. Khushi Sharma coming around the wicket. Vaishnavi Mahesh still in position at slip. That's pushed straight to Chaya Mughal in the cover region. Chaya Mughal very sharp in that cover region. Very hard to penetrate the field. Look at that. Angling into the right-hander. Apologies, the left-hander. As you can tell, I'm your commentator, Jay Danskiani, and I am sort of losing my voice here. But that's okay. 6 consecutive days of commentary here at the ACC Women's T20 Championship. That is a lot of commentary. Close to 35 hours of commentary so far, driven. And it's going to be a dot ball. I'm so glad to be rejoined by Pavandeep Singh, who's going to help me call the rest of this game and rest my voice.
Thanks for allowing me to take a break, Jay.
No worries at all. Kushi Sharma from around the wicket pushed straight to Chaya Mughal in the cover region. And Pavan, if you are Qatar right now, what is your approach for the rest of this innings?
Well, I think the power play would be really important for Qatar if they are planning to get anywhere close to the total. 6 overs, they've got to capitalize on that.
Ooh, a thickish inside edge squeezed out to mid-wicket for a single.
Shruti Ben is on strike. Pretty slow start for Qatar so far. But credit has to go to UAE as well. They have bowled in the right areas. Hit towards mid-off. Quick single taken. Almost falling into the hands of mid-off there. End of the 4th over. Qatar are 10 for no loss. Beg your pardon, 12 for no loss. Shruti Ben on 5 of 12 deliveries. And Sharina Wab is on 2 of 12 deliveries. And we have a change in bowling now. Suraksha comes into the attack. UAE skipper bringing on spin at the early stage of the game. So we are going to see some off spin in play now. Shruti Ben to face. Hit down the ground. Chance of a catch. Falling in no man's land. 2 runs taken by Shruti Ben. Good to see some signs of aggression here. I think that's the way to go about chasing a massive total of 215 that was set earlier by UAE. Hit towards mid-wicket again, another quick single taken. Shruti Ben is looking to attack, not getting much timing on both occasions. But it's good to see some positive intent from the Qatar batsman. I don't think the UAE players would mind this. A beautiful delivery from Suraksha, just drifting in with the arm. And that's what you get when you bowl with the new ball as a spinner. Interesting field set as well. Just like we saw with Qatar, there's no fielder outside the 30-yard circle, even in the power play. And it's bowled. She's bowled a beautiful delivery again from Suraksha. drifting in with the arm. And Shari Nawab had no clue about that one. Qatar lose their first wicket for 15 runs. UAE are 9 wickets away from what would be a very impressive win here at Kinara Oval. The Qatar skipper walks into bat. Aisha, jersey number 12.
So there you have it. First breakthrough for the UAE. Shaheen Nawab Khan being bowled there on this occasion by Suraksha Kote. So yes, the UAE's bowlers were kept at bay for those first 4 overs, but a successful 5th over here for the UAE. We have 8 deliveries left in the power play now. Suraksha Kote, can she grab another one? The UAE, absolutely merciless outfit. You can be rest assured they're trying their best to bowl out the opposition. Or at the very least, give nothing away to the opposition. Chaya Mughal there at that short cover position cuts things off. 1 delivery left in this over. Over the top. I don't think she's got it. Chaya Mughal, oh no, puts that down. A very tough catch running back on the circle. Pavan, should you leave that catch to a fielder running in instead?
Yes, I think that was a little bit of miscommunication there. Chaya Mughal should have left that for the fielder running in from mid-off.
Yes, absolutely. Especially when you're a skipper. It's very tempting to always take the responsibility to take the catches, even if you're not in the best position to do so. But Khushi Sharma there, she was fielding at mid-off. She had a much, much better chance of taking that. Speaking of Khushi, here she is. She's going to continue from this end into her 3rd over. Khushi Sharma, that's a good start for her. Last over of the power play. Khushi Sharma, of course, was the top wicket taker at the ICC T20 World Cup Asia qualifier last year in November. I believe it was a 5-wicket haul against Nepal that she took. I could be completely wrong about that, come to think of it. That's whipped away. Ooh, bit of a misfield there. The deep mid wicket comes around and cuts that off. In any case, the batters. That was a good piece of running between the wickets, actually.
Yes, definitely. Good call there.
I actually was not even expecting the batters to get back for 2 there. Sort of took my eyes off the ball for a second. Looked back and whoa. Aisha had already come back for the 2nd. But for now, it's Shruti Ben Rana on strike. Down the ground, it's going to be a dot ball. But Shruti Ben Rana, of course, here with the under-19s. So she's gotten a lot of cricket under her belt in the last few weeks. And played, of course, against the UAE. I believe 3 under-19 players in their squad in this tournament. Lavanya Kenny, Samira Dharni Darka, and Tirtha Satish. Here we go. Khushi Sharma. Oh, swing and a miss. Shruti Ben Rana doesn't have a lot of reach. Very diminutive frame. We have 2 deliveries left now in the power play. 17 for 1. That's chipped up to cover. It's going to be no run there. Pawan, if you're Qatar, do you look to play out the overs or like what would your approach be?
Well, I think in the power play, my approach would have been a bit more attacking. Now, I don't, not saying the Qatar batsmen have not tried, but I think credit has to go to UAE. They've bowled in the right areas. But I think from now on, probably look to play out the 20 overs, get as close as you can to the total. That would be my approach.
Absolutely. Last ball of the power play. Ooh, a thickish inside edge. Once again, another misfield will allow the batter to come back for a single. So that's 3 runs off misfields in this over. Qatar going at exactly 3 runs and over, 18 for 1 at the end of the power play.
Very different power play for both teams. UAE had 54 on the board after the first 6 overs, whereas Qatar only managing 18 runs and also losing a wicket in the process.
Yes, absolutely. You're right. Contrasting power plays between the two teams. Contrasting innings as well. Isha Oza right up top. A belligerent century. It's interesting, that century. A mixture of elegance and belligerence from Isha Oza. Here we go. Suraksha Kote. That's whipped away just in front of square on the leg side. And it's just a single. But Pavan, just talk me through your thoughts of that Isha Oza century.
Well, it was indeed a very amazing innings. I think, Jay, you have said it all. I don't have much to say about her innings, but yeah, I totally agree with you. She was smart. She knew when to take risk, and like I said earlier, she respected the good balls, but she also ensured that she didn't miss out on the loose ones. So all in, it was a complete innings, I would say, complete T20I innings.
That's been shoveled into the leg side. Deep mid wicket cleans up. Just a single. I think you hit the nail on the head there. Complete T20I innings. I couldn't have put it any better. And you're right as well. Showed a lot of respect to the opposition as well. We actually saw some forward defensive shots in her first 20 or 30 deliveries. If it was a good ball, she kept it out. There was no ego with Isha. That was a hallmark of her success in that innings. Isha Oza, a very likable, personable person, easy to talk to, really chilled out. She follows me on social media as well, so perhaps that's why I'm a little bit biased. If you follow me on Twitter, I will already have a more positive impression of you. I'm your commentator for the day, Jay Dansinghani. You can always follow me on Twitter at Jay Dansinghani. Pavandeep Singh, he's available across social media. Pavan_97. Keeping it simple, his name and his birth year. Suraksha Kote, she's taken down the ground. Will this be taken? Yes. There you go. Second wicket now for the UAE. Second wicket for Suraksha Kote. And we'll get confirmation on who that fielder was that took that catch. Yes, absolutely. It looks like it was Tirtha Satish taking that catch. In the last game, she was moved out of that keeping position. Priyanjali Jain taking over. And I believe Priyanjali Jain behind the sticks today as well. Sachi Dadwal walks to the crease at number 4. 20 for 2. We're halfway through this, the 7th over. Qatar, they need boundaries.
Yeah, Qatar losing their second wicket for just 20 runs. Shruti Ben trying her level best to clear the infield, but unable to do so, and a very comfortable catch from Tirtha Satish. And it's good to see Suraksha picking up wickets in the power play. Always good to see spinners picking up wickets in the power play.
Absolutely. Picked up a wicket in the power play. Picking up wickets in the post-power play period as well. Suraksha Kote. Spot on that analysis from Pavandeep Singh as a left-arm spinner who loves to bowl in the power play himself. Quite often, you'll see Pavandeep bowling the very first over of an innings as well, and has done it with much success for Malaysia. Here we go. Suraksha Kote, can she get her third wicket? That's nudged away into the leg side. Deep mid wicket, makes no mistake, it's just a single.
I think one main reason why Suraksha has been so successful so far is she's just looked to attack the stumps, and that's been it's been proven to be very effective for her. Just keeping it stump to stump, wearing a pace, and that's already gotten her 2 wickets.
Here we go, Suraksha Kote. Down the ground, a dot ball to close things out. After 7 overs, Qatar are 21 for 2. I'm getting some messages on my group chats in WhatsApp. Can't take my eyes off Isha. What an innings. 3 heart eye emojis in a row. Look at that. A raised hand emoji as well. That one. But no, the enthusiasm is 100% justified. Brilliant century from Isha Oza. It's been the highlight of the day. You'd be absolutely mental not to back her for player of the match. She's stolen the headlines. Here we go. Induja Nandakumar. She's driven down the ground. No single on offer. Mid-on and mid-off still up in the circle for the UAE. Here we go. Isha Oza on the boundary. She's back on the field. Number 18. Fielding at fine leg. It looks like the substitute fielder Samira Darka might be bringing a drink for Isha Oza. Look at that. That's elegant. A touch of Viv Richards and that from Qatari skipper Aisha. With her first boundary, her score moves on to 8 off 9.
Beautiful shot there from Aisha. First signs of aggression from her. And yeah, Jay, speaking about the messages in the group chat, I think Isha Oza has definitely earned herself a couple of fans, not only in the UAE but also here in Malaysia as well. All those who have been watching the game here in the stadium or following the game live, she's definitely earned herself a couple of probably hundreds of new fans. So full credit goes to her.
She's earned 1 new fan for every run she's scored today. Isha Oza, I think you hit the nail on the head once again. I've said that so many times. He's hit the nail on the head. Your analysis has been spot on, mate. But I'll tell you one thing about the overwhelming majority of apologies, Nepal fans. It's something you've experienced as well at the TU ground. The overwhelming majority of Nepal fans, they see someone in the opposition do something special. They will stand up. They will applaud. They'll follow that person on social media. And that's what makes Nepali fans so great. I have to say, I feel like Nepal fans, some of the most passionate cricket fans in the world. That's up in the air. Deep mid-wicket. Yeah, she takes it. 3 wickets down now for Qatar. 25 for 3 after 8.5 overs. And it's the massive wicket of skipper Aisha. Smacked a beautiful boundary over extra cover. Trying to repeat the dose this time on the leg side. But the UAE rarely ever make too many mistakes in the field. 3rd wicket down now. Qatari skipper Aisha, she's walking back to the dugout. Pawan, big wicket.
Definitely a big wicket for UAE. Qatar now 3 down in just 7.4 overs. And Jay, just to add, speaking about Nepali fans, I must say, I think one great thing about Nepali fans is they appreciate good cricket. So that's the plus point about Nepali fans. Like for instance, like I've played there twice now. I've been lucky to play in the TU ground twice, and they've always appreciated good cricket. We beat PNG recently, and we had easily a couple of 100 friends waiting for us after the game to take pictures, to get autographs. So I think the main thing about them is just that they appreciate cricket. You do well, even if you do well against Nepal, you may not win the game, but if you do well, they always, come up and say, not only in the ground, but even on social media, there's always that message waiting for you, well done, or things like that. So I think that's one good thing about Nepali fans. They're just very passionate, but they also appreciate good cricket.
I couldn't agree more. And of course, Nepal and Malaysia have really good cricketing relations as well. I believe, club teams have come over here for tours. You've already been on 2 different men's tri-series to Nepal. Saifullah Malik the other day, we're going to get back to that. That's been squeezed away through extra cover. An absolutely brilliant shot to get off the mark. It looks like that might be Sachi Dadwal. And that's got to be the shot of the innings so far. Actually, no, that's the second best shot of the innings. The shot of the innings, same region by Aisha. Unfortunately, just dismissed, caught at deep mid wicket. And that's the end of the over. A glorious extra cover drive. Makes it 29 for 3 after 8. But yes, Pavan, like I said, you've already been there on 2 different tri-series. Club teams from Nepal have come and played here. Saifullah Malik the other day in the comm box was telling me, he's opened the batting with Sagar Pan before as well. So the 2 countries sharing very close cricketing relations.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I think we have played Nepal quite a bit now, and we have traveled there. They have come here. Even the current opening batsman, Asif Sheikh, even he has played for our state team before. So I think we have really good relations with the Nepali players now, which is always good. Sometimes, when we are there, they take care of us. When they come here, we take care of them. Or if we meet in a neutral venue, we can always go out for dinner, things like that. So it's good to play hard on the field, but it's also important to maintain that relationship off the field as well. So I think it's great. It's great for both countries. Of course, Nepal is doing really well now, and I also hope that Malaysia can keep improving and get up to higher ranking.
Absolutely. And whether it's the men's team or the women's team, whenever they play each other on the field, it's more often than not a really, really good contest. It's a high standard of cricket as well. And amidst all of that, leg spinner Vaishnavi Mahesh has been introduced into the attack for the first time today. Here we go. That's pushed away. Straight to that gully fielder and no run. We have a slip in position as well. Ooh, that's down the leg side, and they're going to sneak through for a single as well. So 2 bonus runs to Qatar. And I have to say, I've actually been quite impressed with Qatar so far in this innings.
Yes, definitely. I mean, they definitely have a very big target to chase, but they have not looked negative. They have looked very positive in their approach, which is really good to see.
Oh, play and a miss. Beautiful. Beautiful there from Vaishnavi Mahesh. That drift into the right-hander, that spin away. Classical leg spinner stuff there from her. Look at that, coming wide of the crease. There's a short cover on your screens. Chaya Mughal almost coming into play there. But that's cut off Tirtha Satish. She's been a live wire there at mid-off. She struggled actually a little bit in the last game, fielding inside the circle. But today she's made no mistakes whatsoever. Was so good with the bat as well. Here we go. Vaishnavi Mahesh. Last ball of the 9th over, 32 for 3. And make that 33. So it's all threes, 33 for 3 after 9.
Very good first over from Vaishnavi Mahesh. She has really good control over the ball, which is always good to see with a leg spinner.
Yes, I completely agree. And along with the likes of Suraksha Kote and Isha Oza, they form quite a potent spin bowling combination. And the UAE seamers as well, not far behind. Induja Nandakumar, she's had a really good tournament so far, winning player of the match as well the other day. And of course, Samaira Darnidarka, Chaya Mughal opening things up. Khushi Sharma. That's the thing about the UAE. It seems like they have every single base covered. Here we go. That's full. Straight back to Induja. And of course, Induja Nandakumar and Kavisha Igodage. Along with Shanzeen Shehzad, 3 players with probably the longest hair in this tournament. It's such a random fun fact. I'm not even sure if you needed to know about that. But here we go. Induja, she's smacked over her head. Has that found the gap? There's work to do here for long on. Who will not cut it off? I believe that's a boundary. Has that rolled into the rope? No. Well, there you go. No signal from the umpire. Pavandeep Singh. Looked as if that grazed the boundary rope. Am I making that up?
Well, it definitely looked like that from up here. But I guess the umpire has the last call.
Oh, playing a mess. Induja. Hands on her head. So close to that leg stump. She's already picked up a wicket in this game so far. 1 for 10. 3 deliveries left in her second over. Qatar, that's 35 for 3 after 9.3 overs. Angeline Meh. That's a good stop there.
Induja has looked like a very controlled bowler, very smooth action. Unlucky not to pick up her second wicket. We have a change in the field. Third man comes up. The only 2 fielders are long on and long off at the boundary.
There's a short mid wicket in place as well. Ooh, a play and a miss from Mayer. That was really close. And I like this decision as well, to have a short mid wicket in place. We've seen on more than one occasion already that ball just being chipped into the leg side. Qatar, their batters not great at keeping the ball down when they get onto the front foot. Sometimes they don't even get onto that front foot. But it's all okay. It's a process for Qatar. They're learning a lot from playing against teams like the UAE. Thick inside edge, that short mid wicket comes into play. And that's the end of the over. In fact, it's the halfway mark of the innings, 35 for 3. The players are going to take a bit of a break. They can have a bit of a drink. And don't go too far. We'll be back with you in around, I'd say 90 seconds from now. All the players feeling the heat, especially Isha Oza. Just outside your frame a second ago, she was kneeling down. An ice pack was brought out. Look at that. Kavisha Igodage. She's got the ice pack on her head right now. Pavandeep Singh, I don't know how you survive in Malaysia. We're just going to run you through that batting card. 10 off 20 for Shruti Ben Rana. 8 of 12 for Aisha, including a glorious lofted shot over extra cover. 5 off 4 for Sachi Dadwal. A boundary in the same region for her. She's batting not out on 5. Angeline Meh, 3 off 10. She's unbeaten. Walking in at number 5. Yes, that's the brief summary of the innings. 7 extras as well for the UAE. 4 of those 7 extras coming in the very first over from Chaya Mughal. Very uncharacteristic from her, drifting down the leg side on 2 occasions. Pavandeep, I know you enjoy watching the leg spinner in action from this end.
Yep, it's always great to see a spinner doing well, having good control over the ball.
Yeah, no doubt. Especially for a leg spinner. To have good control, it means you've been practicing your art over and over and over again. I rarely ever see Vaishnavi Mahesh bowl a full toss. I rarely ever see her drag it down. I sure hope I haven't put the commentator's curse on her. There you go, flight it up, that brilliant control. Once again, that flight, that guile. Tirtha Satish backing up her bowler really well, cuts that off at mid-off. Interesting, a leg stomp guard here from the right-hander. Vaishnavi Mahesh, bowl that googly, get that in nice and quick. Squeezed out to Kushi Sharma at backward point. Another feature here of this UAE innings. The ground fielding has been near perfect. Such a polished unit. That's the reason they won 17 T20Is in a row. That's no mean feat. Flighted up again across, apologies, outside the off stump. And a familiar dot ball. Turned away, square leg. Apologies, fine leg, runs in and cuts that off. It's just a single.
Very accurate bowling as well from Vaishnavi. Keeping it tight, wicket to wicket. Not given anything away to the Qatar batsman.
Look at that. Right on cue, Vaishnavi Mahesh. Not missing a single beat in this spell so far. I really enjoy watching her bowl, Vaishnavi Mahesh. Look at this. Gives that ball a toss. Here we go. Flight it up. She goes through the leg side. A thickish inside edge. And that's cut off in the deep there. So Raksha Kote took the first 2 wickets to fall. Does the fielding in the deep. And now the score has moved on to... Well, the graphic is missing from your screens right now, which has left me a little bit handicapped here at the commentary box. But the important thing for the UAE is they're not conceding too many boundaries. And for Qatar, they're hanging in there, looking good to bat out their full 20 overs. 37 for 3, the score after 11 overs. It's been an absolute pleasure commentating on this tournament. On more than one occasion, the action has been so exciting. I just sort of get into a flow state. There's no feeling of self-consciousness or anything like that. You just get into your flow state. It's just you, the mic, the action, and the audience. Here we go. We have a change in bowling. Ritika Rajit.
Good start by Ritika Rajit. Into the attack from the far end.
Ooh, Ooh, that's down the leg side. I finally sneezed. A sneeze has been teasing me for the last 2 minutes. It finally comes out.
Looks like someone's missing you, Jay.
I have a feeling I know exactly who that person is. I miss you too. One delivery left into this. One delivery into the 12th over, down to mid-wicket. Just a single.
Lovely looking shot there from Angeline. Slightly shorter from Ritika and comfortably pulling it away towards deep mid-wicket for 1 run.
Both batters still in double figures. Sachi Dadwal with an elegant boundary off her very first delivery. There we go, watchfully played on this occasion. Sachi Dadwal did so well with the under-19s and carrying on now for the senior team. She scored 14 off 20, unbeaten against Singapore in that big win for Qatar. A very impressive win as well for Qatar. It's a 5-4 offside field, a third man on the fence. That's pulled away, Sachi Dadwal showing her class. Plenty of time to play that in front to square on the leg side. But Sachi Dadwal definitely one to watch for Qatar. The teenager with so much promise. Like we were saying, 5-4 offside field, mid-off, extra cover, backward point in the circle, third man on the fence. Short and pulled away. Is that going to go to the boundary? No, it isn't. Induja Nandkumar. Look at that. Gets around so quickly. A powerful throw. Not the only fast bowler with a powerful throw from the boundary. We've said it over and over again. Some of the boundary riding in this tournament. Really, really good. Some strong throws from the deep. Mariam Omar, the absolute standout, I have to say. Has to go down as the best fielder in the tournament. Oh yeah, there you go. That's running away to the square boundary. Will it get there? Yes, it does. Angeline Mayer with her first boundary moves into double figures. 10 off 16 for her. The score now ticking on to 45 for 3. It's the end of the over. With 12 overs into the contest. Qatar, 45 for 3. Pavan, if you're Qatar, what kind of score will you be looking at?
Well, I think if Qatar can cross probably 100, it will be. I think they'll be pretty pleased if they can get past 100 here. They have been doing pretty well so far in this innings. Like I said earlier, their approach has been really positive. We saw with Angeline that ball was wide, full, had to be put away, and she did just that. So yeah, I think anything probably close to 100 or above 100 would be good for Qatar.
Yeah, and I think Qatar would be pleased with that as well. Scoring 100 runs against the UAE, getting to that magical triple figure mark. At least as far as I'm concerned, it would be an accomplishment. I think at the very least, they'll be looking to double their score. To score another 45 runs in the next 7.5 overs. Vaishnavi Mahesh, she's going to make it tough, or she's going to try to. That split the gap between long on and deep mid-wicket. An easy 2 here for Angeline Mayer. But both these players for Qatar are very impressive in this tournament. Angeline Mayer, she was player of the match in the last game against Singapore. 3 wickets for her. I don't know why she didn't bowl out today. 23 in her 3 overs. She could be dismissed. Oh no, Chaya Mughal. Second time in the game. Second time in the innings she's put down a catch. And once again, Pavan, do you leave it to that fielder at mid-off running in? Do you let that fielder take the responsibility and take the catch?
Well, I think the fielder at mid-off was outside the 30 yards actually. was quite deep back. So Shaya Mughal should have taken that one. She had a lot of time to get under it. It was hit quite high in the air as compared to the previous one.
Oh, chipped. Oh, that's too easy. It's taken by Kavisha Kumari Agodige. So first wicket down for Vaishnavi Mahesh. And fourth wicket down in total. 48 for 4 Qatar, 1 delivery left in the 13th. It's Sachi Dadwal. It looks like, Sachi Dadwal walking back to the dugout. A nice little innings, but all too brief. Qatar now 4 wickets down. We're going to get confirmation on who the next batter is. From the corner of my eye, I see Alina Khan walking out into the middle, but Sachi Dadwal, the teenager, she's had a good trip to Kuala Lumpur, a really good trip to Malaysia. A punch of the gloves between Alina and Sachi. Alina, of course, also part of that Under-19 tournament. The Under-19 World Cup Asia qualifier.
Very soft dismissal, that one of Sachi Dadwal. Slightly back of length, just chipping it straight to mid-wicket. She'll be pretty disappointed with that shot. But full credits to Vaishnavi Mahesh for the way she's bowled. She's kept it in the right areas. And she's just waiting for the batsman to make the mistakes.
"48 for 4. 1 delivery left in Vaishnavi Mahesh's third over. Got a bit of a blocked nose from that sneeze earlier in the broadcast. Perhaps I need a bit of a Benadryl or something like that, or just need a good night's sleep. Close to 35 hours of commentary in 6 days. My word, it's been an absolute festival of cricket here at the ACC Women's T20 Championship. A thriller yesterday between Kuwait and Bhutan. The day before that, Oman and Singapore entertaining us. Singapore, of course, clinching victory with 1 ball to spare. 2 games, 2 thrillers. It's brought the tournament to life. End of the over, 48 for 4 after 13.
Well, definitely, Jay. I think there's been a lot of good cricket being played so far. But like I said earlier, one thing that has really impressed me has also been the fitness of the players, of all the players. I mean, the conditions here are really hot. We train here daily and even we struggle at times. So it can get really tough for a day, especially a day like today. But we have not seen a single player walk out or struggle due to an injury. So it's really good to see the fitness of all these players.
Yeah, that's something I've actually only just realized now that you pointed it out. And of course, we used the example of Tirtha Satish in that first innings. Her non-boundary strike rate was close to 100. That's special. And that also means you've had to run a lot. But Tirtha Satish showing no signs of fatigue. She's come out here in the second innings and she's fielded really well. Made a good comeback as well. She struggled in the field in the last game. She struggled behind the stumps as well in the UAE's first 2 games. So it's great that she's making a bit of a comeback here. Tirtha Satish, fantastic innings. Yet another half-century for Tirtha Satish in UAE colours. She hasn't gotten all of that. A good stop there at mid-wicket. That looks like it might be Priyanjali Jain. Priyanjali Jain, of course, one of the admins of Associate Women in Cricket, a Facebook group dedicated to discussing Associate Women's Cricket. The other admins in that group, of course, Hong Kong players Yaz Daswani and Ruchi Venkatesh. I wonder if Yaz and Ruchi are tuned into this broadcast right now. The thing is, for Hong Kong, they will not have to face the UAE in the semi-final. And that's huge. That's absolutely massive. Hong Kong will be going up against Malaysia in that semi-final. Whoever wins between Hong Kong and Malaysia will go to the Asia Cup. That's massive. They get to play 4 full members and Thailand. But for now, a thickish inside edge, no success there for Ritika Rajit. And of course, in the other semi-final, it's UAE and Nepal. Whoever wins that will also go to the Asia Cup. Pawandeep Singh, how big is it for associate nations like Malaysia, Hong Kong, Nepal, and the UAE to get that game time and exposure against full members? A no ball, Ritika Rajit. Very, very sloppy, so it's going to be a free hit. Alina Khan yet to get off the mark. She's not going to get a better opportunity to get an early boundary than this. The same batter is also on strike, so you cannot change the field. We've got a mid-on. We've got a mid-wicket. Looks like Chaya Mughal over there. We've also got a square leg in the circle. A 5-4 offside field. Fine leg back on the boundary. Oh, a play and a miss. Why is she appealing? That's not going to be out. Ritika Rajit, a creature of habit. But nonetheless, for the UAE, it's a dot ball. Pawandeep Singh looking at me weird. I got up. I stood up for that free hit. I was feeling a boundary. I wanted a boundary. It didn't happen. But more importantly, 50 up for Qatar. 50 for 4. 2 deliveries left in the 14th over. No! Oh no! Ritika Rajit, you've done it again. Another no ball. Alina Khan playing over that delivery. It didn't bounce too much. Second no ball. Second free hit of the over. And once again, you cannot change the field if the same batter is on strike.
Well, it's all happening here at Kinara Oval. Second no ball of the over, and the wicketkeeper almost got Alina Khan run out there. She's probably standing outside the crease.
Here we go. Ritika Rajit, free hit from around the wicket. Bang! But she doesn't get all of it. A good piece of fielding. This could be a run out. A big appeal. The umpire's unmoved. He's going to have to walk up to the stumps and rearrange those bails. So Alina Khan missing out on 2 free hits in this over, yet to get off the mark. She's 0 off 5. At the other end, batting on 10 off 20 is Angeline Mayer. Here we go, around the wicket once again. That's tossed up outside the off stump, and not for the first time this over. Beats that inside edge of the left-hander, Alina Khan's bat.
End of 14 overs. Qatar are now 51 for 4. Alina Khan yet to get off the mark. Angeline Mayer on 10 of 20 deliveries.
Tell you what, Pawandeep Singh, I got to write a match report about all these games at the end of the day's play. And I know who's going to feature in that UAE versus Qatar match report. 80% of it is just going to be about Isha Oza. That's how much she's dominated this contest. 115 off 67 deliveries in that first innings propelled the UAE to 214 for 1. That's tossed up from Vaishnavi Mahesh. And if you're just joining us, the UAE, of course, winning the toss and choosing to bat. A wise decision, 214 for 1. What a total. Qatar, they never really had a chance, but they've crossed 50, and it looks like they're looking good to bat out their full 20 overs. And a lot of teenagers in this Qatar lineup. It goes without saying, when you play teams as good as the UAE, as polished as the UAE, you learn a lot from them. It's a thick inside edge yet again. The great thing about this tournament, it's also being broadcast on Women's Crick Zone on YouTube, for Crick Tracker, the Facebook page, the YouTube page, and the Crick Tracker website. And like they say, you can't be what you can't see. Well, guess what? If you want to watch, it's available. It's free, regardless of where you are in the world. The in-house production team of the MCA doing a fine job throughout the tournament. A quick changeover between games, of course. Running down for that presentation ceremony. Running to the toss. Running back to call this game. Some of them not eating lunch till 3 or 4 p.m. Including our very own Pavandeep Singh. This has been skied into the air. Oh, a good effort by Hinduja, but that goes down. So another run to Qatar's total, 52 for 4 now, with 1 delivery left in the 15th over.
It was a great effort there from Hinduja. Had a lot of ground to cover. It was really good to see her getting really close to the ball. And once again, this speaks about the fitness level of all the players in this tournament.
But yes, a quick shout out to that production team. The likes of Umair, Jishuvan, Money, I'm not sure where you are right now. You're probably at UKM. Hamid, the cameraman. John, of course. And Shane. Had the pleasure of riding in a car with them. You're blasting J. Cole a couple of days ago. Good fun. Driving around KL, thankfully. The traffic was not too bad. Working long hours, everyone in that production team, in the commentary box as well, and everyone involved with the organization of this tournament. A tournament like this, lasting for, what, 8-9 days? It takes over your life. That's all you do for 8-9 days. Day in and day out. Home to the ground, ground to home, back to the ground. It's just that simple. Here we go, Kushi Sharma. Oh, not for the first time today. A play and a miss. Beating the inside edge on this occasion. And of course, if you are unable to watch this game for any reason, you can always follow the MCA on Twitter for live social media updates. It looks like a little bit of an injury here for one of the fielders. Cramps. And this is only inevitable. The heat at the Kinrara Oval has been absolutely unforgivable. I actually see a couple of dark clouds in the sky. Stay away, dark clouds. Wait for my grab ride to arrive. I don't want those surcharges. But we're going to take a very short break here and try to get confirmation as well on who that fielder is that's gone down. But for now, 52 for 4 Qatar, 29 deliveries left in this game. Bit of a concerning moment. Team manager Chetrali Kalgutkar, I beg your pardon, as well as head coach Najib Amar. They're calling for the stretcher now. And Najib Amar, he's walking out to the outfield as well, just to check on that injured player. Chetrali telling the medics, please hurry up. You don't want to see this before a big semi-final as well. We're trying to get confirmation on exactly who that is. Whether it's cramps, whether it's... Is that Isha Oza? It looks like it might be Suraksha Kote. The good thing is, at least at first, she seems to have refused the need for a stretcher. Sia Gokhale, the substitute fielder, is walking onto the field. So a bit of a break in play here. I sure hope Suraksha Kote is fit and ready for that semi-final. Perhaps cramps, perhaps pulling a hamstring. I'm going to ask Chaya Mughal about that in the presentation ceremony. I sure hope I remember to do that. I don't exactly have the world's best memory, but we sure hope that whoever it is, we have a strong feeling Suraksha Kote. We sure hope Suraksha Kote is fit and ready for that big semi-final against Nepal. This UAE outfit, they've worked so hard, not just in this tournament, but for years, building up to moments like this. A play and a miss. The UAE, of course, enjoying a bit of a golden period. All their representative teams, they've either reached World Cups or World Cup qualifiers. The men and the women, their under-19 teams have both reached the World Cup. And in fact, yes, it looks like Suraksha Kote is being stretchered off. Najib Amar, Chetrali, both of them helping the medics, carrying the player off the field. Isha Oza worried as well. That's a dot ball to mid-wicket.
I think Khushi Sharma has bowled splendidly today. Not picked up a wicket yet, but only giving away 5 runs in her 3.3 overs so far. It's outstanding figures. Probably one of the lowest economy rates of the tournament.
Yep, incredibly impressive from Khushi Sharma. She's given nothing away whatsoever. The top wicket at the ICC T20 World Cup Asia qualifier last year. So, of course, she had a fantastic tournament. But one thing I did notice about her in that tournament was the extras, drifting down the leg side or even wide of off way too often. She hasn't done that today. That's driven straight to Chaya Mughal in the cover region. But yes, that's the encouraging thing for someone like Khushi Sharma. She's already got a lot of talent, a lot of height as well. And she seems to be getting even better. That's the scariest thing about facing the UAE. They're already so good. And it looks like they're just getting better and better. A score update from the UKM YSD Oval. Bhutan, 126 for 2. Bahrain, they've completed their innings, scoring exactly half of that total. 63 for 6 in their 20 overs. Bahrain have fallen 63 runs short of Bhutan's target, but for now, here at the Kinrara Oval, 52 for 4 Qatar after 16. Alina Khan, the left-hander, yet to get off the mark. She's on strike right now. A change of bowling. Chaya Mughal reintroduced into the attack. Angeline Mayer batting at the other end on 11 off 31. And a brilliant spell from Khushi Sharma as well. 5 runs conceded in her 4 overs. That's it. And now Alina Khan looking leg side. We were talking about a total in the region of 90 or 100. That's unlikely to happen at this stage. That's a full toss on leg stump. Good piece of fielding. Almost some overthrows there, in fact, from Chaya Mughal.
Yep, outstanding bowling, I think, from Khushi Sharma. Often bowlers who don't pick up wickets get unnoticed, but I think the economy rate is equally as important. And I think she's done exceptionally well today.
Just as we say that, that's been stopped. Well stopped as well by Kavisha Igodige. UAE, their infielders have been very sharp, have given basically nothing away. A pair of drop catches, of course, by Chaya Mughal. The first one, incredibly difficult. And you know, she sets higher standards for herself. Likes to lead from the front like most captains. Work to do here for Fine Leg, who gets around and cuts that off. Khushi Sharma. Khushi, of course, the Hindi and Sanskrit word for happiness. And that is a great way to sum up the mood in that UAE dugout right now. Dougie out. Look at me. Just fumbling my words here in the commentary box. Dougie out. Here we go. Chaya Mughal. Fourth delivery of the over. Oh, hands on her head. Not for the first time today. A Qatari batter has edged a delivery almost onto the leg stump. Yes, the UAE will be very, very happy with their display today. Pretty much flawless with the bat. Isha Oza, fantastic innings. And there we go. Chaya Mughal gets that wicket she deserves. First wicket for the UAE skipper. Fifth wicket down for Qatar. At 53 for 5. One delivery left now in the 17th over. Time running out for Qatar to make the most of this opportunity here at the Kinrara Oval.
Chaya Mughal finally picking up her first wicket. I think she's bowled well today. Was a bit unfortunate at the beginning, but still stuck to her line and length. Kept it stump to stump. And Angeline Mary departs for 11 of 33 deliveries.
Yes, you get the feeling, of course. The result over here, a foregone conclusion. The UAE all set to register an absolutely massive victory here at the Kinrara Oval. Not their first big victory of the tournament either. The UAE hot favorites to win that semi-final against Nepal and win the entire tournament. A reminder, of course, that you don't have to win the final to get into the Asia Cup. 2 teams will go into the Asia Cup from this tournament. And those 2 teams, of course, will be the winning semi-finalists. Here we go. Chaya Mughal looking for her second wicket. Pitches it up. It's a full toss. That's a good shot. It clears the infield, but it's just going to be a single. Good work there from Tirtha Satish, making no mistake whatsoever. A successful over for the UAE, 54 for 5 after 17.
Yeah, Jay, I think whichever team that gets to the Asia Cup will be great, not only for the team, it'll be great for women's cricket, it'll be great for associate cricket as well. Rubbing shoulders with some of the full members. So exciting times ahead for all the 4 teams that are in the semi-final. And like you said earlier, may the best team win and make it to the highest stage like the Asia Cup.
Absolutely. Such a big opportunity for Malaysia and for Hong Kong. Malaysia, of course, have competed in the Asia Cup before. But that, I believe, was down to them hosting the tournament. So for Malaysia to qualify as non-hosts would be a huge, huge boost for Malaysian women's cricket. It would be yet another milestone. There we go. That's shorter. Oh, a play and a miss there. That's pushed straight to Chaya Mughal. Suraksha Kote has been driven. That's a good stop there. Oh, so close. But yes, just an update on that injured player. That injured player is, in fact, leg spinner Vaishnavi Mahesh. So that's a correction from earlier. We said that it was Suraksha Kote. We were mistaken about that. Our sincerest apologies. Yes, concerning actually for the UAE. Not easy losing a key player, a certain starter as well, Vaishnavi Mahesh, a regular feature in that 11 for the UAE. And now Alina Khan is going to have to walk back to that dugout. It's a long drawn out duck for Alina Khan. She's bowled by Suraksha Kote, who takes her 3rd wicket. Suraksha Kote, one of the pick of the bowlers for the UAE today. And now that score 55 for 6. Only 2 overs left in this contest. The teenager, Alina Khan, walking back to the dugout.
Suraksha Kote has been the pick of the bowlers for UAE so far. Kept it tight, kept it stump to stump, and she's been rewarded with the 3 wickets. Qatar 55 for 6 after 18 overs. The new batter walking in is Rispa Bano, who will not be on strike. Hiral Agarwal will be facing Shaya Mughal for her last over. Just pulling off at the last moment, probably misjudged her steps. Full outside off stump. Missing out on that one, Hiral Agarwal. No fielder down at the cover boundary could have hit that through the gap for a boundary. Again, a wider delivery. Edge towards 3rd man for 1 run. Hiral Agarwal moves on to 3 of 8 deliveries, and Rispa Bano to face her first ball in the Qatar innings. Shaya Mughal has also bowled a very economical spell today. 3.2 overs, 1 for 11. Has gone through the keeper's legs. Given as a bye from the umpire. And we are starting to see the wicket is indeed keeping a little low here now. As we spoke about earlier, a lot of cricket has been played on the wicket. 60 overs today so far. Hit towards cover and a quick single taken. Comfortably in. Good piece of fielding there from the cover fielder. Stopping a certain boundary. Good shot there from Rispa Bano. Unfortunately hitting it straight to the fielder. A little bit towards the left or the right that would have raced to the boundary. It's good to see the positive intent still there from the Kara batters. Slightly wider, not called a wide by the umpire, and that's the end of Shaya Mughal's spell. 4 overs, 1 wicket for 12 runs. Qatar are 58 for 6 after 19 overs. And we have the last over of the Qatar innings coming up.
Yes, absolutely. Just 6 deliveries left in this contest. 6 deliveries left in the group stages of the ACC Women's T20 Championship. It's day 6. If you're just joining us now, well, poor you. A lot of FOMO you must be feeling. Isha Oza with her second T20I century. The UAE scoring 214 for 1. Here we go, drilled down the ground. Suraksha Kote to close things out. And it's only fitting that she closes things out. 3 wickets for her so far in this innings. In my opinion, the pick of the UAE bowlers along with Khushi Sharma. Here we go. Oh, a play and a miss. She could have easily had 5 wickets by now, Suraksha Kote. She's created so many chances for the UAE. Rizfa Bano, the right-hander on strike, yet to get off the mark. Bang through the offside. Kavisha Kumari Agodage. Very, very hard to pierce the infield if she's a member of that infield. So useful single, 3 deliveries left in this contest. 59 for 6 now. Bowls a leg spinner there, Suraksha Kote. Mixing it up. Trying to experiment a little bit. Smash down to long off for a single.
Good piece of variation there from Suraksha Kote. And this time it's gone. Completely missing that one, Hiral Agarwal, and the wicketkeeper making no mistake this time. Suraksha Kote gets a 4th wicket. And she's bowled splendidly today, giving away just 9 runs in a spell so far. Lovely piece of bowling again there. Just deceiving Hiral Agarwal in the flight and completely missing it. Easy work for Sanchin Singh behind the stumps.
Yep, and now we only have 1 delivery left in this contest. Qatar 60 for 7. 1 delivery to go, Suraksha Kote 4 for 10. Can she pick up that magical 5-wicket haul? It would cap off a really, really good day for her with the ball. Umpire signals to the scorers, we're ready for the last ball. The very last ball of the group stages of the ACC Women's T20 Championship. Suraksha Kote, a leg spinner. It's been turned away. And it's just a single. Tirtha Satish fires in a throw. The UAE emerging victorious by 153 runs here at the Kinrara Oval. Isha Oza, the star of the show, with her second T20I century. An absolutely belligerent knock. A dominant display from the UAE. I've been one of your commentators for the day, Jay Dansinghani. I'm going to pop down for that presentation ceremony and leave you in the capable hands of my co-commentator Pavandeep Singh to summarize the end of this game for you.
Yes, a very comprehensive win for UAE. Beating Qatar by a very huge margin. Here we have the Qatar batting scorecard. Aisha, the skipper, only making 8 of 12 deliveries. Sachi Dadwal, 11 of 13. Angeline May, 11 of 33 deliveries. Alina Khan, unfortunately not able to get off the mark, facing 12 deliveries. Hiral Agarwal, 5 of 13 deliveries. Rizpa Bano, 1 of 4 deliveries, not out. And Khadija Ahmed, just facing the 1 delivery, scoring 1 run without losing a wicket. The bowling for UAE, Khushi Sharma bowled exceptionally well, 4 overs, giving away just 5 runs, which also had 20 dot balls in a spell. Suraksha Kote, the pick of the bowlers, 4 overs, 10 runs, picking up 4 important wickets. Induja Nandakumar, 2 overs for 10 runs, picking up 1 wicket. Vaishnavi Mahesh unfortunately had to leave the field due to an injury, bowling exceptionally well as well. 4 overs, 10 runs for just 1 wicket, and which included 17 dot balls as well. Ritika Rajit, 2 overs for 7 runs. So that's what we have from Kinara Oval today. UAE winning the match comprehensively. That's the summary of today's game. UAE batting first, making 214 runs, a massive total in Kinara Oval, losing just 1 wicket. Of course, is that one name Isha Oza making a brilliant 115 runs of 67 deliveries. Tirtha Satish, who was very patient throughout the innings, making 55 not out of 42 deliveries. Kavisha Egodege towards the end came out with a plan just to go take the attack onto the Qatar bowlers. 28 runs of 13 deliveries. For the bowling for Qatar, it was mostly Sachi Dadwal who bowled reasonably well. 4 overs, 1 for 37, who was the only wicket taker for Qatar. For Qatar's batting, Sachi Dadwal again, 11 of 13 deliveries. Angeline Mayer, 11 of 33 deliveries. Shruti Bain tried her best at the start, played some positive attacking cricket, scoring 10 of 20 deliveries. And the skipper Aisha played a beautiful shot over cover before getting dismissed for 8 runs of 12 deliveries. The bowling for UAE, Qatar was only managing 61 for the loss of 7 wickets after the completion of 20 overs. The bowling for UAE, Suraksha Kote, 4 for 11 in 4 overs. Induja Nandkumar, 1 for 10 in 2 overs. Vaishnavi Mahesh, 1 for 10 in 4 overs. And Chaya Mughal, 1 for 12 in 4 overs. That's all we have for today here in Kinara Oval. Thank you to all the viewers for joining us. Do stay tuned for the crucial semi-final matches coming up. And we'll see which team qualifies for the Women's Asia Cup. Thank you very much. Have a nice day. Bye-bye.
Testing, testing. Welcome to day 6 of the ACC Women's T20 Championship, the final group game here at the Kinrara Oval between the UAE and Qatar. The UAE in the first innings scoring 214 for 1, highlighted by a century from Isha Oza. And in response, Qatar managed to reach 61 in their 20 overs. First, I'd like to bring up the captain who finished second, Aisha from Qatar, if you could join me up here. So Aisha, a bit of a tough day in the field today. What have you learned from this match and the tournament so far?
So I would like to congratulate UAE for a good win, and yeah, we have to work on many areas, and our coach has noted that. Inshallah we'll do it.
Yeah, absolutely. And a lot of the girls have also been here for the under-19 tournament before this.
Yes.
Some of them been here for like 4 weeks. That's a lot of cricket. You know, just talk to us about, you know, what that means for the development of the women's game in Qatar.
No, we are keen, and we have under-19s coming up, and they are part of our development, and inshallah we'll groom everyone.
Absolutely. I'm not going to keep you too long. Thank you so much. And now I'd like to invite the winning captain, Chaya Mughal, if you could join me up here once again. Chaya, first things first, what is the update on Vaishnavi Mahesh's injury?
She's perfectly fine, thankfully, and she'll be fit in a couple of hours.
Okay,
it's
fantastic.
Just the heat, you know, we are not used to it, even though we stay in Dubai. But we don't get this kind of weather. It's really humid, so that's the only thing. I mean, a couple of hours and she should be fine. Yeah.
Absolutely. That's so great to hear that she's going to be fit and ready for that semi-final. Speaking of that semi-final, you're just one step away now from the Asia Cup. How does it feel?
Great. On the top. I mean, who doesn't want to play with the players like Mithali is retired, of course. Who doesn't want to play with Smriti or Shefali Verma and big names like with Pakistan and Bangladesh, Sri Lanka. I mean, it's amazing. We can only dream about it. But now this dream is going to come true for us. So
Chaya, there's every chance I see you up here again in a couple of days. So I'm going to save some questions for then. Enjoy with your team.
Thank you.
And now I'd like to read out the nominations for Player of the Match. Suraksha Kote, 4 for 11 in her 4 overs. Tirtha Satish, 55 not out off 42. But there could only be one winner. I think we know exactly who that is. Isha Oza, 115 off 67. Isha, if you could join me up here for a couple of questions. Isha, I don't even know what to say. 18 boundaries, 3 sixes, 90 runs coming in 4s and 6s. That was absolutely insane. Just talk us through, you know, your approach throughout that innings and your game plan.
I think it was pretty humid and hot, so I think boundaries were a good option instead of running. But yeah, so all we were doing was just trying to pick the right ball to hit. And if it's in your slot, just go for it. And it's T20 cricket, you have 120 balls, just try to maximize every ball.
Absolutely, and it was so great having someone like Tirtha Satish at the other end.
Absolutely.
A completely contrasting innings to you. Her non-boundary strike rate getting close and close to 100, which is absolutely amazing. What was it like, you know, batting with Tirtha Satish at the other end?
I think it's really good. I think if you see the Malaysia match, she was going after the bowling. So, like, we have a good understanding. I know when to rotate. If she's going for it, I know that I have to rotate. Today, I was getting the boundaries. She was just dropping and running. She was getting the singles. So, we know that when we want, we both can go after it. But if it's not needed, one can go after the bowling and one can just keep on rotating.
You got Nepal in a couple of days from now. Are you going to attack that power play?
I'm hoping to. Let's see how it goes. But yeah, like, this is the way I like to play the game, and if I'm able to, I'll be more than happy.
Fantastic. Congratulations so much on that award.
So there you have it, a massive run, a massive victory, I beg your pardon, for the UAE by 153 runs on the last day of the group stages at the ACC Women's T20 Championship.